Prospects have got between 7 and 9 home games remaining. And I say that because they've got 2 rainouts to make up with the Brooks Bombers. They could either play them down in Brooks. There's a possibility, though, when the Prospects' regular season ends against the Yorkton Cardinals, they could have the Brooks Ball Club back up here for a pair of day-night doubleheaders. You'd have a 2 o'clock game, then you'd have a 7 o'clock game. Prospects will be in Okotoks on Friday night. Fort McMurray Giants are in here on the weekend, that being Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. Then the ball club will head back up Highway 63 into Fort McMurray for a 2-game set. Finish it out with the Yorkton Cardinals, a ball club that has struggled all year long. But we're at the 3-quarter pole of the season. I guess in horse racing parlance, you could say we're at the clubhouse turn, making our way towards the finish line. 42 games are in the books, 14 left to go. So let's now take a look at the Prospects' last victory here at Remax Field. That was 9 days ago. Of course, last week was really just a washout. You're going to see a little bit about how much rain this ball club or this park did absorb on the 2 rainout days last week. So let's take a look at the highlights of the Prospects' victory over the Melville Ball Club. Just shy, he was 1 run batted in shy of 1,000. Bouncing ball to the shortstop, Zacharias. Tries to make a feed to Moormeyer, and he throws that off target. Rounding third, he's going to try to score as Nolan Wagner. Here's the throw. It's a good throw, but it's a little high, and the run will come in to score. Warren ready, and here comes the pitch. Ball hit in the air to right field. That's going to be deep enough to score the run. Sam Castle makes the catch. The throw is up the road a little bit. Hitting with Will Rogers, and that's what got the whole thing going. The ball is belted into left field. That'll be a run-scoring single as Davis Pratt comes in to score. And the fastball is going to get by Jake McDonald. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet, and the wild pitch brings in the Millionaires' first run. Ball is put into the play. It's a slow roller off to the right-handed side, fielded by Thomas on the first. Moose Jaw is in Weyburn. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to do it. That ball shot out into the gap in left field. It's going to fall in for a long single, and the Prospects take a lead of 2. It's a 4-2 ball game. Dobbs midway at third base. Ground ball, fair at third base. Dobbs to his right, can't get to it. On his way towards third is Jake McDonald. They're going to wave him on in as the left fielder Evan Moore has problems with the ball. That's going to be a 3-base hit here for Pierce Blohoyak, and the Prospects get those 2 runs back on 3 balls, all hit the left field, all of them pulled by right-handed batters. Wondering why they don't play the infield in with only 1 away, but they elect not to. And there's a fly ball to center.
On this one.
Marquise Irvin makes the catch. Here's the throw on 1 bounce to home plate. Sliding in and under it is Pierce Blahovic. That's an accurate throw. And Jake Green, he's a good catcher too. They lost him in a collision at home plate. They start the runner, and the ball is slapped behind the runner. A hit and run play. 1 run's going to come in to score. They're going to wave the other one in, and that's going to be a 2 RBI double.
And there it is.
Little dribbler hit up the middle. The second baseman Solomon comes over to make the scoop. The throw is not in time. And the run in to score. Infield hit and a run batted in for Tanner Roundy. Then the 3-0 pitch. That one airmailed out into the gap in left field. Coming on over, and Pierce Blahoyak drew a nice beat on that ball. Reached base on a fielder's choice. Hits the ball back up the middle. A line drive right on the gun barrel.
Wow.
Caught here by Wiley, and he throws on to Thomas at second base, and the line drive double play will retire the side and end the ball game. I've got to tell you what, the ground crew, they did one Herculean effort just to get the field as good as they did get it. Each night the secondary rain hit, and that was the end of the line.
It sure was. And, you know, Al, all season these guys have done a marvelous job. As good a ground crew as I've ever seen.
I would say by my weather gauge, since late May, we've had better than a foot of rain, better than 12 inches, and that. We get rain here in central Alberta, there's no question about that, but I can't remember an 8-week period that moist.
Just consistent and just never stopped coming.
All right, let's head back down to the field of play and Tyler Remchuk with our pregame show interviews.
Here with Jordan Blundell, manager of the Prospects. Jordan, it's getting towards the end of the season here. You guys are in a tight battle for a playoff spot. Is it starting to feel like playoff baseball?
Yeah, for sure. We've been playing playoff baseball since the All-Star game. Yeah, the games are big. They mean something for sure, so looking for a good effort tonight.
These guys have kind of had your number throughout the season. Does that fact maybe add a little bit of extra motivation to today's game?
No, you know, I think we play every game like it's what it is, just a game tonight. You know, we've got Austin Kennedy going on the mound. He's from Northern California, and he's given us real good outings so far. So, you know, it's just more of the same. You know, try and get a big hit, make a play on the offensive side, and make the plays we should on defense. You know, definitely we want to come out with a win, but, you know, they're going to try and make sure that doesn't happen.
9 of your last 14 games are at home. Considering how important this stretch is to grabbing a playoff spot, how crucial is that factor?
We love to be here. This is home. This is where we set up shop in the summer for the guys, and being in our clubhouse and, you know, sleeping in your own bed. Yeah, it feels good. You know, we went through a tough stretch there a few times with some road games, and it's just good to be at home with our fans in Edmonton.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Tyler.
Medicine Hat manager Tom Vasella with me. 8-2 in your last 10. When you compare how your team is playing over this last stretch to the rest of the season, what's the big difference for you?
We're playing complete as a team. I mean, when our hitting doesn't pick it up, our pitching comes back in. When our pitching isn't doing it, our hitting's been taking it for us. You know, we've stepped up in multiple ways in that little stretch, and it's really shown us what we can be as a team. So, I mean, I'm hoping we can keep that going, but, you know, it's still baseball, and we've got 14 more games to go.
You guys have dominated the season series against Edmonton. Considering that it's a divisional matchup and the division is tight, how big and how important has that been?
Divisional games are always important, but especially at this point in the season, it's very important. So, I mean, we're coming after them today. I mean, you have a team like Edmonton, they're not roll over and let us have it. You know, we still have to come out there and be tough today. So it's a big game, but every game's big right now.
Over your last 10 games, you guys have been averaging like 9 runs a game. It's getting ridiculous almost. Are you looking to maybe prove that this isn't just a hot streak and this is sustainable?
I hope it is sustainable. But 9 runs is asking a lot out of your team. But again, if we play complete baseball, then we're going to be in a good position to win this baseball game.
Evan Sutta on the mound for you guys. Hey, what can you tell us about him?
He is a grinder. He throws multiple pitches for strikes at all times. He just goes out there and attacks. So I'm hoping that he keeps doing what he's done his last couple of starts. He's gone deep into ball games. He throws strikes, and he's, you know, multiple pitches are coming in there. So I hope for more of the same today.
Thanks, Tom.
Anytime.
The meeting of the minds at home plate, our umpiring crew tonight. Jeff Chipley will call the balls and strikes. Corey Davis at first base, and Tyler Bourne working at third. Here's the lineup for the Medicine Hat Mavericks, as penciled in by the gentleman on your right, Tom Vasella. Pretty good pitcher in his day. He was in the Giant system, got up as high as AAA with the Fresno Grizzlies in the Pacific Coast League. Austin Soika, the left fielder, leads it off. DJ Garcia is the shortstop. Nolan Ratai will bat third. He's going to play at second base. Smoking the ball at present time. He's hitting .347. Sal Rodriguez, the 4-hole batter, is going to play at first base. Taylor Wright is the third baseman tonight. Colton Wright is the catcher. He'll bat sixth. Colin Klingensmith is the DH. Russell Strilchuk, the right fielder, he's going to bat eighth. And Freddie Walker is the 9 batter tonight. He plays in center field. Evan Soida is the starting pitcher this evening. Prospects line up this way. The leadoff batter is Pierce Blahoyek. He's going to play in right. Davis Pratt at third base, bats second. Javier Ramirez has brought his batting average up 32 points in 2 weeks. He's the shortstop. Bo Gilbo tonight draws into the 4-hole, plays in left field. Jake Geary is the designated hitter, and he's going to bat fifth. Grayson Barrett, normally a pitcher, but he's pressed into service tonight at first base, and he'll bat sixth. Tyler Maskill is the second baseman. Jake McDonald will do the catching. He'll bat 8th. And Tanner Roundy is the center fielder tonight. He will bat 9th. And Austin Kennedy, a youngster out of Northern California, right-hander, will be the starting pitcher this evening for the Prospects. Travis Hunt not in the lineup tonight. He got bruised up a little bit in that weekend series in Lethbridge. They'll miss his bat, and they'll miss his great defensive play out in right field.
He certainly will. And, of course, he's been a stalwart all year. I believe this is the first game he's missed all year. And his assists from the outfield are tremendous. His speed is tremendous, and his good, steady at bat. But Pierce Blahoviak will be going out to right field today. He's got a pretty good arm, although not quite as good as Travis Hunt.
Travis Hunt, and he was on the All-Star team, and he's been a Marine, no question about it, for the Prospects. There was one game in the Western Canada Baseball League last night, and the Okotoks Dogs improved their record to 31-10 with a 15-2 victory over the Yorkton Cardinals, who fall to 4-36. Only one game last night in the WCBL. Time now for the national anthems here on this hot muggy night at Remax Field. We are forecasting start time tonight of about 8 minutes past 7 o'clock, as you see the young lady with a really fine rendition of "O Canada." And pitching tonight, it'll be Austin Kennedy out of Clayton, California. He attends Benedictine University. We'll take a look at his totals on the year. This will be his 6th start tonight, no relief appearances. 27 in the 3rd innings of pitching, 31 hits, 19 runs, 13 earned runs. Walked 11 batters. He struck out 19. Logs a 0-1 record. No saves. 4.28 earned run average. The Western Canada Baseball League has hit a collective 287 off Austin Kennedy. Now, the Prospects got some real good pitching on the weekend from their 2 top right-handers. Or 1 top right-hander, 1 good left-hander. Hunter Boyd went 8, and I think 2/3, something like that. So that's kind of a waste of a good start. They didn't come away with a win.
Oh, exactly right. Talking with Hunter earlier, he gave up 1 run in those 8 2/3, and that 1 run was a home run. And as he said, you know, I threw that change up, and he said, you know, that little dip I get on the end of it, it's like that circle change, which acts like a screwball. It didn't dip on him. Stayed up in the zone, got pounded out of the park.
So 2 walk-off home runs, and that was a big story in the Prospect Series in Lethbridge, where they won 1 and lost a pair. They had a doubleheader on Sunday afternoon due to rain on Saturday night. Lethbridge won the opener 2-1. That would be the game that Hunter Boyd pitched in. And the Prospects came back with a victory 7-1 in the nightcap. There's actually 3 doubleheaders in the league on Sunday. Okotoks 5, Melville 1 in the opener, and the Dogs prevailed in the nightcap 8-0. Berks Bombers a 6-4 win in Weyburn in the opening game of the doubleheader. Weyburn came back with a 10-3 victory in the second game. Regina 4, Fort McMurray 2, and the Swift Current Ball Club a 13-4 victory over the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Fort McMurray's home now after about a week on the road. They'll look forward to a little home cooking. They've got Lethbridge in for a series that gets underway tonight. The Okotoks Dogs are in Yorkton. Brooks is at Melville. Weyburn is at Moose Jaw. And the Swift Current 57s are in Regina to play the Red Sox. As we get our ball game underway, and Austin Soika is going to play in left field tonight. First three batters in a row, right from the get-go, all plus 300 hitters. Soika hitting .358. DJ Garcia hitting .319. And Nolan Wagner, they'll pencil him in at second base tonight. He's stroking the ball at .347. And the Medicine Hat Club, maybe the hottest team in the league. They've reeled off 9 consecutive victories. Prospects, not bad. 6 wins, 4 losses in their last 10. Here, the right-hander rocks on the rubber, and the opening pitch is a fastball strike. We go to 0-1. 7:05 contest tomorrow night. Ball club will be in Brooks on Friday night. There's a ball belted to the opposite field. Long fly ball, and that's a rope. Pierce Blahowiak drifts back and left arm up, and he flags that one nicely. That's good carry to the opposite field.
Really is, and it looked like Pierce Blahowiak just kind of misjudged that a little bit. It's quite a different angle playing right field as compared to left field where he normally plays.
Shortstop DJ Garcia. We didn't see him the last time Medicine Hat was in. This was a player they'd hoped to have at the start of the year. Now his team went to the Collegiate World Series, and he blew a tire running the baseline. So he was out for a while, and the manager told me, this is a guy, Tom Vasella, the manager, told me that has really made a difference in their ball club. He's the straw that stirs the drink. DJ Garcia. 1 ball and no strikes to Garcia. Middle infield is fully back. They're midway on the corners. The pitch is a fastball high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And speaking of blowing a tire, that happened to the Medicine Hat Ball Club today. The bus blew a tire just south of Red Deer, caused a big delay. There's a breaking ball on a 2-0 count, a swing and a miss. As a result, they did not get to the hotel. They just went immediately to the ballpark. If I had a nickel for every travel day that was like that, I'll tell you.
You know, it's amazing how many times that happens on road trips.
Count of 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch is belted down the left field line, fouling out of play. One time we went into Albuquerque to kick off a series was a Saturday afternoon, and that had notoriously the slowest conveyor belt and carousel I think I've ever seen. Players got all their stuff. They took off. They left. And now there's just me and another guy that are sitting there by the carousel. I got my radio gear, but I was waiting for my personals. And here's the stretch in the 2-2 pitch and a ground ball wide of first base. Knocked down by Barrett. And he's going to underhand to the bag. Kept the ball in front of him, and that's the main thing, 2 away. The ball had a little bit of spin on it.
It did, and he caught the short hop on it and kept it in front of himself so he could still make a play.
And Nolan Wagner is the batter. So like I said, there's 2 of us left at the carousel. I just looked out of the corner of my eye. I was an older guy with a fedora hat on and an overcoat. And I said to him, boy, this has got to be the slowest conveyor belt I think I've ever seen. And the guy said, I know, I'm here all the time. I live up in Santa Fe. And I looked out of the corner of my eye, and it was that famous actor. He was in Bonnie and Clyde. He was in
Warren Beatty?
No, it wasn't Warren Beatty. It was, it'll come to mind in just a second. He might have even won an Academy Award for all I know. On the fist, and the ball is flared foul. Up the right side now to play. Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman. All right, he lived up in Santa Fe.
He lives in Santa Fe,
Isn't that interesting?
Him and Carol Burnett both live in Santa Fe, which is a really pretty little, kind of an arty town.
It's become very much an arty town. You know, Santa Fe, and you get that whole area, it's become very artsy.
There's the slider, and he throws that a lot. He doesn't throw much of a curveball. He's got a fastball, slider, and a changeup. And this is Austin Kennedy pitching with 2 away and a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Nolan Wagner. .347 batsman, big lumbering right-handed batter in the box. Here's the stretch in the pitch, and the offering is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McDonald behind the plate. Pratt at third. Barrett at first. Ramirez the shortstop. Maskill at second. Bo Gilbo in left field tonight. Tanner Roundy, as he usually is, playing up the middle. And Pierce Blahowiak is the right fielder. Fully back on the infield, straight away on the outfield. Long stride home from the set position, and there's the slider, a swing and a miss.
Very good pitch. Watch this break go right over the outside corner and down. Can't pitch it better than that.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 1/2 inning down at Remax Field, an ICU video. So there you see the overcast, but not really threatening skies at the present time. But it is a high humidity night, and it has been a high humidity summer here at the ballpark in Edmonton along the North Saskatchewan River. River that starts in the Canadian Rockies at the Columbia Ice Fields, meanders its way through Alberta, Saskatchewan, and ends up in the Hudson's Bay. Or is it Hudson Bay, I guess it is.
I guess it is. But, you know, the interesting thing about this river valley, if you go all the way up to where the river starts, and you look at a place like Peyto Lake, where it starts and comes on down through, it absolutely amazes me how weather follows this river.
Yeah.
If you get about every storm that comes through, it comes right down this valley.
Here's Blahoyak will be the leadoff batter. Evan Soda pitching tonight. He's out of Miami, Florida. 5'9", 175-pound junior out of Tabor College. Evan Soda. Make his 8th start. He's got 41 in the 3rd innings, 50 hits, 32 runs, 30 earned runs, 11 base on balls, 20 strikeouts. Logs a record of 1-5 with a 6.53 earned run average. Works right off the third base side of the pitching slab. Rocks on the rubber, and the pitch is fouled away. Strike one. The league is batting .254 off Evan Sutter. Mavericks here tonight in their crimson tops, gray road trousers, and the red stirrups. Prospects with their black top, home white pants, black stirrup. And the pitch is low to the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, Pierce Blahoviak has a .338 on base percentage, and he's the type of young man that can work a count. He's got great speed.
The on base percentage for a leadoff batter is just as important as the batting average, if not more important.
Sure is.
You can't steal first.
No.
2 balls and a strike to Blahoviak, Davis Pratt, and Javier Ramirez. Up here for the prospects in the home half of the 1st inning. Tomorrow night will be the end of this quick homestand. Friday night, the prospects will be in Okotoks for their final game with the Dogs. And the Fort McMurray Giants are here Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. Both those clubs at 20 victories, 22 losses. So what the prospects have to do is win 1 more game than the Giants in the last 14, and they'll be in postseason play.
They certainly do.
Pretty simple math. Fastball fouled away.
And you really want to start this tonight, if at all possible. You've got to get almost that anger in you that you need to play to your optimum level. This is, as Coach Blundell said during the interviews at the start, playoff baseball now.
The playoffs in the Western Canada League, they used to be 3 rounds of 5, and they've shortened that down a little bit, get the season, well, kind of equal it out because they've gone with 8 more regular season games. It went from 48 to 56, and I kind of applaud that. The more the better.
I do too, and I think the shorter playoffs are better too.
And the ball's popped up into short right field. That should be an easy out. Drifting back, the second baseman, Ratai. He makes the catch. That one had lots of hang time for him.
It sure did. Got under the ball and good angle by Ratai. Easy fly out.
Best of 3s will what you get in the short season professional leagues. You get the AA and AAA, they'll be best of 5s.
And, you know, you don't need more than 3 here. Also, that for a lot of these young men, their universities start right about the 3rd week of August, 3rd or 4th week. So they've got to get there.
There's a line drive base hit. That ball was punched up the middle by Davis Pratt. Pitch out over the plate, and he lined a bullet into center field. Got that hands through the hitting zone real quick.
He really did, and got the fat part of the bat on it, right off second base. Very good at bat for Davis Pratt. That's how you like to do it. First pitch, kick it out there.
Javier Ramirez has brought his batting average up about 32 points in 2 weeks. He was sitting there in the 260 range for the whole season. Then he just got hot right about the All-Star break. So he's just barreling in on a 300 batting average. The kid's hitting .294.
And a lot of his hits have been extra base hits. He's got some power.
Pitch is low. We go to 1 ball and no strike. Standings in the Western Canada League going into play tonight. Over in the East, Regina Red Sox at 29-12. They've eked out a 2-game lead on 3 ball clubs. The Weyburn Beavers at 26-13. They're 2 games back. Swift Current 57s. They've picked things up a little bit. They're 8-2 in their last 10. 28-15 record, a .651 winning percentage. And then it's the Moose Jaw Ball Club. They're 9 games back, 20-21. Melville Millionaires 14-28, 15.5 out. Yorkton Cardinals. It's been a long year for those guys. 4 wins, 36 losses, 24.5 games out. You got 1 out, 1 on in the bottom half of the first inning. The .294 batter, Javier Ramirez. Double play depth in the middle infield. There's an off-speed breaking ball, and that will bring the count even to 2-2.
You know what's interesting? You talk about Yorkton. Remember when you were a kid and that last 2 weeks of school never seemed to end? It just kept going and going. That's got to be their season right now. It's just so frustrating for them. And you feel sorry for the program there.
Okotoks Dogs at 31-10, 9-game lead on the Lethbridge Bulls in the Alberta Division. So that's 10 games better than 500 and a .756 percentage. But they've cooled off a little bit. They're 6-4 in their previous 10 contests. Here Ramirez awaits the 2-2 delivery. It's a fastball upstairs. Medicine Hat 8-2 in their last 10. 9.5 back, but they're playing good baseball. They're 22-20. 2 more victories and 2 less losses than the Prospects and the Fort McMurray Giants. And the Brooks Bombers at 11-29. And they bring up the rear in the Alberta Division. Breaking ball, that's a good one, too. Nice drop on that thing. It fell right off the end of the table. A swing and a miss.
Watch the replay on this. He just drops that right in there. Very nice pitch.
Nice spin, nice break on that pitch. He gets the strikeout. And Bo Gilbo will be the batter. Normally a catcher, maybe a DH. He'll come out in left field tonight. Hitting .185. Second baseman Rattay is going to play him to pull the ball. Ballpark in Edmonton, probably the biggest in Summer League wood bat baseball. 420 feet straightaway center field. It's in another time zone. 340 down the left side, 320 up the line and right. So I guess you could say there really isn't a short porch in this ballpark. A short porch is not 320 feet. On the fist, and the ball popped up foul and out of play. See Mike Yastrzemski, the grandson of the great Carl Yastrzemski, playing for the Giants. He got himself a walk-off home run yesterday. His dad, fortunately, has passed away, but Mike Yastrzemski played in the Pacific Coast League with the Vancouver Canadians. And his dad, of course, the granddad, he was one all-time great Boston Red Sox slugger.
One of the best of all time of the Red Sox.
Well, the ball is punched up the middle. It's a lazy pop fly, and that should do it. Drifting in is Freddie Walker. Makes the catch, and that'll do it here in the home half of the first inning. No runs and a hit, and a man stranded. We're through 1 at a scoreless draw. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Sal Rodriguez out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. He's a senior out of Minot State University, 6'2". He tips the Toledos at 235 pounds. Big ball player.
He sure is.
Hitting .282 on the year. Deep in the box, stands over the plate, and he takes one inside. He's going to get dipped with a pitch, and he is aboard. I dare say that one happens when you stand over the plate.
Well, it does, and that ball really tailed, too.
Coming up to bat for the Mavericks, third baseman, number 31, Taylor Wright.
Taylor Wright, the batter, a .254 hitter. A man aboard here in the second inning. Canadian ball player, goes to the University of Maryland. Out of North Vancouver, 6'4", 195-pounder. Pratt's wide of the bag. Now he drops back to about midway at third base. Double play depth in the middle infield. Barrett's not going to hold his runner on. He's drawn in behind him. They don't expect he's going to be going anywhere. And the ball's popped up in foul territory. That should be a play for Barrett over the shoulder, and he makes the catch. There aren't many players in the league that you're going to see not getting held on.
Oh, that's right. But these boys have played against him. They know what his speed or lack thereof is, so they don't hold him on.
Batter is Colton Wright. He's doing the catching today. Surrey, BC, Northeastern State University. 5'11", 220 pounds. That's somewhere in the Chicago area, isn't it? Northeastern?
I believe so.
And here comes the pitch tube. It's a fastball upstairs from Austin Kennedy. Drawing the starting assignment tonight for the Prospects. Medicine Hat picked a good time to get hot. They're 8-2 in their last 10. What they or Lethbridge both want to do is they don't want to finish fourth and have to face Okotoks.
No, and this is the big thing with the Prospects. If they get that opportunity to get into third, they'll be in pretty good shape. But to go against Okotoks in the first round could be pretty tough.
Well, mathematically, it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility, but they're going to face a couple of struggling clubs. They're going to have 3 with the Yorkton Cardinals, 4 with the Brooks Bombers, and you'd better play a lot better than .500 baseball against them. The ball is belted out in towards the right field gap. On the run back, put on the brakes. Pierce Blahoyek couldn't get to it. And you're going to have men at second and third base as the big man, Rodriguez, goes to third, and he'll go no further. That ball was smoked pretty good out into right field for a 2-base hit.
It's smoked, and it's more of a line drive, and Pierce Blahovic absolutely misjudged it, and he had to change his angle to get back to the ball. He'll be upset with that.
Coming up to bat for the Medicine Hat Mavericks, number 10, designated hitter, Colin Klingensmith.
Colin Klingensmith will be the batter, a .320 hitter. He's going to come up here with men at second and third base. Sal Rodriguez galloped around 180 feet of base track, and he wasn't going any further. He got the red light at third.
No, they think they can cut this run off at home with basically the lack of speed, so they're playing in fairly tight third base. Ramirez is playing
well, you certainly
tight.
don't have to play the infield up. There's no question about that.
No.
.320 hitter is Klingensmith. Kennedy ready, and the pitch. Tried to down and eye with that slider away, and the pitch down and away. 1 ball on no strikes. Scoreless ball game here in the second inning. Ball game got underway at 8 minutes past 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Well, they're going to try and score the run. They didn't throw to home, and the run will come in to score. As Sal Rodriguez was going all the way with 1 gone. Colton Wright will go to third. Klingensmith will get a run batted in and a ground ball out 2 away. I would have thought they might have thrown home, but they didn't.
Well, the ball's hit fairly deep, almost on the edge of the grass, and even with a slower runner, he's going on that ball on the ground on that side, so it'd be tough to throw him out. Plus, you might save your catcher's life with the size of that guy coming into home plate.
Down on the way to Strilchuk, doing the duties out in the right field this evening. He's had a good year. He's batting .290. Here's a kick in the 1-0 pitch, and a slider is in there at the knee.
Well, he broke that inside very nicely. Very good pitch.
Strilchuk, a Calgary ball player, attends William Woods University. Kennedy with a long stride home and a bouncing ball hit back up the middle. Fielded here by Tyler Maskill, and the throw onto the bag will get it done. That's not an easy play.
That is, and it was a slow ball just past the mound, and he had to charge it hard and throw off balance. A very good throw. Belled high.
Bottom of 2 coming up on ICU video. The designated hitter, Jake Geary, the leadoff batter. Getting a break tonight from being in the crouch and behind the plate. Probably caught all 3 games in Lethbridge. Might not have caught the second end of the doubleheader on the Sunday afternoon, but he is the DH tonight.
Very good catcher. He's been swinging a good bat, pretty steady right through the year. Got a lot of power.
Grayson Barrett, the first baseman, and Tyler Maskill, the center fielder. 5, 6, and 7 batters due up here in the bottom half of 2. 1-0. The Mavericks take the lead. Got a nice crowd in here tonight. I think would be in the range of about 2,000. Warm, muggy evening in the North Saskatchewan River Valley.
Isn't it wonderful, Al, when we get half decent weather here, the types of crowds that we draw for baseball?
A straight overhand delivery. Everin Suda is low with the pitch, ball 3. As you can see, he's not a big pitcher, 5'9", 175 pounds. From the windup, the delivery, and the pitch is right down Broadway. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mavericks are the defending Western Canada Baseball League champions. And here's the 3-1 pitch. Now the pitch is high outside for ball 4.
See on the replay here, that ball didn't break for him. It just kept going outside. Just missed. Catcher tried to frame it, but it wasn't good enough.
Grayson Barrett, the batter up. The prospects are piecing a lineup together here tonight. Got a guy who normally pitches playing at first base. So he has gotten very few at bats. He's hitting .080 on the year. And the pitch to Grayson is a belt high strike.
Now there's a case of the catcher framing that very well. Basically got that strike for the pitcher. Now interesting with Grayson Barrett, he made a couple of good plays at the infield.
The ball is spanked out into right field. The ball won't get caught. That ball is smoked, and Strelchuk had no play on it. The lead runner at third base now. Here's Jake Geary. He's going to go no further, and that'll be a stand-up double. And the ball that was smoked out into right field on a 2-ball, no-strike count.
Now this is a similar hit that gave Pierce Blahoviak problems. But those line drives, Al, they are tough to judge. Coming right at you, there's no trajectory to judge.
I don't think that ball is going to get caught for love and money.
No.
That ball was well hit.
It was smoked.
So the tying run at third base, the go-ahead run is in scoring position on a base-on ball and a 2-base hit by Grayson Barrett. It's a pretty good piece of swinging for a pitcher. Nailed that, but he got the sweet spot of the barrel on the pitch. Middle infielders will play fully back. Wright's going to be up wide of the bag at third. Rodriguez will do the same at first. The outfield is straight away. Pitch is upstairs, ball 1.
Pull the string on that one a little bit. Now here's a case that Medicine Hat wants him to pull it. They've got to play it home. If he hits it to the right side, exactly what happened with the prospects earlier, they're going to go to first and it'll be a run.
Maskill takes a rip at some high gas, fouls it back. Just missed the pitch, fell right back to the screen. Ball on the strike is the count. When you decide how you're going to make your ball club up, you want to get a couple of pitchers on your club that can also play positions. And in Summer League Baseball, you pretty much have to have that. And normally, the pitcher is usually the best athlete when you're in kids' baseball.
They really are.
And some of them will just say, okay, well, there's going to be no money for me on the mound. I'll go play in the outfield. But a lot of them have pitched.
A lot of them have. Jake Gary's pitched in high school.
Well, the batter tried to fight off a high and tight fastball, and he chops it foul and into the seats. 7:05 tomorrow night. And Friday night, it'll be at the ballpark down in Okotoks, Siemens Stadium. And the Giants from Fort McMurray are going to be in here on Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. So this is their first year that they've really had a pretty good club. The first couple of years, brand new franchise. Their first year, of course, half of Fort McMurray burnt down. So there's another team that's in the mix in the fight for a playoff spot. And a bouncing ball foul at third.
Inside pitch, pulled, just foul.
"42 games completed for the Prospects, 14 left to go. And here's the 2-2 delivery. He's going to pop it up. He was late on the fastball. Mile high pop up between the bags of first and second. Rattay is there to make the catch, one away. He got a steady diet of high gas.
He did, and on that, but that's exactly what they didn't want to have happen. Now you still have a chance here because, again, you hit it to the right side of the field on the ground, you're going to score a run.
McDonald batting .227.
He's been hitting the ball better of late, and he's got some timely hits in the last number of games.
The ball's below the label on the bat, on the hands, and it's popped up down the right side, and Fan makes a nice fielding play. McDonald hitting out of the 8th position in the prospect order here tonight. With a leadoff walk to Jake Geary and Grayson Barrett. A nice swing, and he pounded an opposite field double. And 1 out later, 2 men in scoring position. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. Took a big rip at the pitch, and he goes to 0-2.
Now Evan Suda can play around a little bit with this pitch, work it outside a little, try to get him to swing.
Colden right, goes into his deep crouch, frames the plate, and the pitch is another breaking ball. He put 2 fingers down, got the curveball, and you got 2 away in the inning. Jake McDonald goes down swinging on that breaking ball.
Coming up to bat for the Prospects, center fielder number 17, Tanner Roundy.
Tanner Roundy will be the batter. Had he taken that pitch, he'd still have been a strikeout victim. That was in the strike zone easily.
It sure was. Yeah, a good pitch. It went right at him.
2 hits in the ball game for the Prospects tonight. Davis Pratt with a 1-out single up the middle in the first inning, and Barrett with a double to right field here in the second. Evan Suda strides home as he rocks off the rubber, and he throws a breaking ball on the inside half of the plate for a strike. Great old ballpark at Medicine Hat. That's where they play. It's the old park right down in the river valley of the South Saskatchewan River. Home for the Medicine Hat Blue Jays for many years. The guy I used to work for owned that club. Bill Yule owned Monarch Broadcasting. He had quite an empire at one time. He had the Blue Jays Rookie League Club in the Pioneer League. He owned the Tucson Ball Club in the Pacific Coast League. Owned a few radio and TV stations.
A lot of work.
And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled away.
Second time he's gone right after the batter with an 0-2 pitch. Now this idea, when you're at the bottom of the order, Al, I think it's a real good idea for these pitchers to go after the fellas that are at the bottom of the order, because in most cases their averages are not real good. Force them to hit the ball. How many times we heard throw strikes?
He's going to get out of this inning. He did it nicely with men at second and third and nobody out. Pop up here to the catcher. Colton Wright makes the catch. You got a pop up, a strikeout, and a pop up. That's good pitching.
That's very good pitching.
So the Prospects flirt with a run, but not a whole lot more. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men stranded. 2 innings are in the books here tonight. As we go to Tyler Remchuk.
Thanks, Al. Guys, as you know, last week we had a couple of rainouts. It was just a torrential downpour for a couple of days here in Edmonton, and obviously that left the field in just terrible condition. Before the game, I caught up with Kurt and Brendan Yu, and the two of them, the two brothers, are in charge of the groundskeeping here at Remax Field. And as you can tell, the field is in great shape now, but it took a lot of work to get to that point. I talked to them about some of the more difficult parts of this process, and basically the big problems are that the outfield doesn't drain properly, and while you can tarp up most of the spots on the infield, around the edge of the fence, it doesn't exactly drain well either. So their system is simply you grab a shovel, you grab a shop vac, you dig a hole, and you suck up the water as best as you possibly can. But it's a long process as well. And you want to talk about something that was frustrating about that Thursday rainout of the doubleheader? Brendan showed up at 7 a.m. on Thursday and worked continually with no breaks up until 3 o'clock. He thought he finally got the field ready for game time, but then at 3 o'clock, another dose of rain comes, cancels the game again. But finally, they had to stay late a few days. They had to work a couple of overtime hours, but they got the field into the great condition that you see here today. And hopefully, the rain that might come tomorrow moves away. Kurt and Brendan can maybe kick their feet up and enjoy a couple of ball games. Back up to you guys.
No question about it. Those two young guys are a couple of Marines. They I don't know what they get paid, but it's probably not enough.
It's not enough. How many times we've seen them this season come and get this field ready under horrendous conditions, and just do yeoman's work.
We talk about all that rain that this area has received. The Medicine Hat Club, 6-hour drive away, but it's a whole nother world. They might not even have a tarp in that field.
Oh, that's right.
It's as hot as blazes in the summer.
And dry.
Freddie Walker will be the batter, the 9-hole hitter. 1-0, Medicine Hat leads. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. Austin Kennedy comes set and delivers, and he throws a fastball upstairs, ball 1. Up in the big leagues, the standings, we go to the American League East, where the New York Yankees are 54-35. And in the penthouse of the American League East, bouncing ball here to Ramirez, throw is off target. Coming down, though, is Barrett, and he slaps the tag down. Saves an error for his shortstop. That's like a big league first baseman doing that.
It is. Now, he's made some real good plays we've seen in this game.
See that? Came by and got the tag. And Austin Soika is the batter. Tampa Bay Devil Rays at 57-46. Going to have a pretty good crack at a wild card, but not in the East Division. They are 9 games back. There's the slider, low and away, ball 1. The Red Sox, who last year were sipping champagne from the World Series, not this year, not even close, 10 games back at 55-46. They just got off to a terrible start. April and May, nothing to write home about.
And they're not getting the relief pitching now. Of course, as you know, Al, that's been my ball club for years and years, and I've never seen a team that all of a sudden you look at the pitching and it seems like it's falling apart, and good pitchers.
Toronto Blue Jays are 28-64, 27.5 games back. I thought they'd have been a little better than that, but they aren't. And 31-67 for the Baltimore Orioles, 32.5 games back in the East Division of the American League. We're at a 3-ball, 1-strike count with 1 away. Austin Soika batting out of the 1 spot in the order with a absolutely red-hot .358 batting average. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and that's a strike, a breaking ball. The slider here from Kennedy, make it a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
Just got the corner in that, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he comes right back with the slider. It's been a very good pitch for him today.
Hard hit ground ball on 1 bounce here to Davis Pratt. Picks it up, knocks it down, grabs it again, throws onto the bag, and you got 2 away.
Good hard hit ball. Pratt keeps his body in front of it, gets it down in front of him, got time to get up and make the throw.
Soika's got 12 stolen bases on there. He's been caught stealing 3 times. Now, 447 on base percentage, so he's been a man of war. And he pounded that ball down to third base. And that artificial turf, that gets to you in a big hurry.
It sure does.
DJ Garcia, the shortstop, will be the batter. Missed the first month of the season with a hamstring pull. Here's going to draw 90 feet. He got nipped with a pitch. Probably just more of his uniform got hit.
Hit his foot.
Right in the ankle, yeah.
That doesn't feel too good.
And Nolan Wagner, the batter. 2 out. DJ Garcia takes his lead off at first base. Got about a 6-7 foot lead. That's on his secondary lead. Let's see what he does when he stretches it out a little bit. And he's not going to do it right there with a pickoff throw. Ratai struck out his first time through on a slider. Here from the pitcher, Austin Candidate.
Real nice job by Jake McDonald on that play, framing that pitch right on the edge of the outside corner.
Long stride home out of the set position and a hard ground ball to the right side. A 2-hopper here to Maskell. He gloves it and he throws it. And a ground ball out gets the job done. In fact, 3 ground ball outs here in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left to board. 2.5 innings in the books and a 1-0 Medicine Hat lead from Remax Field. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, top end of the order. And the right fielder, Pierce Blohoyak, the leadoff batter. Taking a look at some of the league leaders in the Western Canada League. Caleb Warden of the Lethbridge Bulls with a .409 batting average, best in the league. Tristan Peters of the Okotoks Dogs, 10 points behind him. He is hitting .398. At one point in time, he was hitting about .466. Volk and Mascarenas, 2 more Okotoks Dogs. So you got 3 dogs in the top 5 of batting in the Western Canada League. They can swing the pole, there's no doubt about it. Here, Blahoek drops down a bunt. It's a pretty good one. Barehanded here by Wright at third base. Throw to the bag is not in time, and a bunt single. Nice little drag bunt.
Very nice job, and of course with Pierce's speed, it's a real good play by the third baseman. But Pierce's speed got him down there. I'm a little surprised they don't do more of that with Pierce Blahoviak.
So Blahoviak is aboard on a bunt single. Davis Pratt is the batter. Home run leader is Jack Berry of the Weyburn Ball Club. He's got 13. He's a big left-handed hitter. We saw him here at the All-Star game. He was launching some balls that were about 435, 440 feet over the wall in the right field gap. Big pull hitter. Showing the bunt is Davis Pratt, and the pitch is under his chin, ball 1. Caleb Warden of Lethbridge with 57 stakes, 57 runs batted in. And 19 more than his teammate, Austin Roy, who's got 38. Tying run is aboard. Davis Pratt squares off the bunt and he bunts it foul.
You watch how the third baseman is sneaking in. On this play, when it's a sacrifice bunt, first baseman was trying to hold the runner on. That's where I'd be bunting.
Well, just the fact that he's shown the bunt now, that's drawn right in about 5 paces closer to home plate than where he'd normally play. He's wide of the bag, but inside the bag at third base. Just showing the bunt will do that.
That's right. And, of course, the other thing is, with the speed of Blahoviak, if you get it down to third base, he'll probably just go to first. He won't try to get him at second. Because that is still a tough throw. You come in and the angle is difficult. You got to turn, get that ball going on the line.
Blahoviak's on his way, and the ball is punched up the middle. Nice snag by the second baseman, Ratai. And he just saved the Medicine Hat Ball Club from a run-scoring single. Look at this play,
sure
quick
did.
as a cat as he comes over to his right.
Gets
That's a
up in
hard hit
there.
ball. Snacks it. makes the throw. That's a great play.
That's an excellent play. Yet Davis Pratt has accomplished exactly what he wanted to do. He got Blahovic to second base.
Well, Javier Ramirez struck out on a breaking pitch his first time through. Sign of a good hitter is you won't get fooled at back-to-back at-bats on the same pitch in the same location. Having said that, though, if I was Evan Soita, that's exactly what I'd throw him. There he works the pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Ramirez. Game time temperature, I would think we were up in the mid-80s Fahrenheit. Which would be about 28 degrees centigrade. Calling for some showers tomorrow, and hopefully it's not any more than that. It will not be a cold day. Temperature is going to be in the 70s. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. There he went with the curveball. That'll even account up with a ball on the strike.
Good breaking ball. Now, if you notice what he does, interesting, Al, how he looks back just before he pitches. He looks right back to second base. And you don't find too many pitchers do this.
There's a pitch that's in the dirt. Colton Wright can't snag it cleanly. That'll be a wild pitch. And that'll move Blahovic on to third.
Now, how much of this is because Evan Suda is concerned about the speed of Blahovic? And when he threw that down, it definitely a wild pitch.
Now you can concentrate on the batter now. He's not going to try and steal home. And here's a stride in the 2-1 delivery. The ball that's looped into short right field, drifting back here, Rattay, the second baseman. Not even with Blahovic speed would he try to move up from third to home on that ball.
Not on that, no.
Now with 2 away, you for sure aren't going to worry about your runners.
No, just go to the batter.
Gilbo 0 for 1 here tonight. Got under a pitch and a little flare into center field. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball strike, 0-1. Umpires tonight, Jeff Chipley calls the balls and strikes. Corey Davis at first, and Tyler Bourne, the umpire, working at third. One to nothing, the Mavericks lead. Count is even at a ball on the strike. Getting into the latter part of July, the National Football League teams have all opened up their training camps. Well, that's got to be torture in some of those hot places that they play.
Well, even you get a place like Chicago. There's south of there where they go, I believe it's south where they go for their camp. And, you know, the humidity there can just drive you nuts.
We were in the Northern League. We experienced Chicago summertime weather. It is not pleasant.
Oh, no. The best place to be is in Lake Michigan that time of year.
And the pitch is a fastball, late swing, fouled away down the left side. Watching an interview today with the young quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, who just had a great year last year, his rookie year, Mahomes. I remember watching his dad many a night. He was a pitcher for the Calgary Cannons. Yeah. Looks like his dad.
Well, I'll tell you, Patrick, he's got a great touch on the ball, excellent passer, excellent athlete, can really move well.
And the 1-2 pitch from a fastball in to a changeup in. That's pretty good changing speeds right there. You get 2 foul balls, 1 to right, 1 to left.
It sure is. And the one thing,
both of them are strikes.
Both strikes. And there's the one thing that Bo is doing a good job of. At least he's fouling them off. He's attacking the ball. And the interesting thing is, of course, changing speeds is the toughest thing on a batter.
And the 1-2 pitch is raised out into right center field. That's got some carry. This is going to be a 1-1 ball game. That's a great at bat for Gilbo. He's at second, makes the big wide turn. The cutoff man is Ratai. Here's the throw to third, and it's off target. That'll be a triple and a run batted in for Bo Gilbo. And he pulled this one out into the right field gap, and he nailed it.
Boy, he sure did, Al. And he's been due. He has not been batting well, and I know he's frustrated with that, but he got everything into that ball. Good, solid triple.
Bo Gilbo pulls into third base, knocks in the run that ties this thing up at 1 apiece. Gilbo out of Carthage, Texas, attends Louisiana State University. And Jake Geary will try to give the Prospects a 1-run lead.
Again, there's a case where Bo had a good at bat. He fouled 2 off, like you said, on changes of speeds in the strike zone. And then got a pitch up where he liked it. Drilled it through the gap.
Geary drew a walk his opening time through. There's a pitch that's about belt high and down the middle, strike 1. Off the head of the bat, that's the ball popped up. Out into right center field, drifting over, and camped under this is Freddie Walker, the center fielder. That'll do it. That's a good inning. You got a bunt single, you got a man on, and you got a 3-base hit to get him home.
Very good inning for the Prospects.
1-2-0-1 is the line total as we move along to the 4th inning. It's the Prospects at Remax Field at ICU Video. Austin Kennedy, that's the young man you see in front of you. He's had a nice ball game here tonight. He had a 3-up, 3-down first inning. Hit a batter in the second, and it came around to bite him. That was the batter that's going to stand in right now, Sal Rodriguez. Got 3 ground ball outs to get him through the 3rd inning. Fastball, slider, changeup pitcher. Works down the middle of the pitching slab. Big kick as he rocks on the rubber. Throws the slider. It's there for a strike. It's 0-1.
That's his 36th pitch of the game and his 19th for strikes.
Bouncing ball down to third base. Davis Pratt there to grab it. Sidearms across the diamond. That pulled Barrett's toe off the bag, but he came back on and got it in time. And the putout, if you're scoring at home, goes 5-3. He's really improved this season. He's become a pretty accomplished third baseman.
He has, and you know, he works hard. He's got a very good arm, very live arm, and he's become pretty good at the plate too, Al.
Prospects 2 games under 500, 20 victories, 22 losses. Tied for 4th in the division with the Fort McMurray Giants. We're at home tonight after a long week on the road. They hit a lot of those towns in Saskatchewan. And the pitch is on the way, and it's high. 1 ball, no strikes. The Giants will be in town this weekend, Saturday night. And the matinee contest on Sunday afternoon. You'll see all that action right here on ICU Video. Kennedy delivers. Comes out of his tuck a little bit, and he overthrew the fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. Overthrew it, and he knows it.
And he's not happy with himself. Austin Kennedy really shows when he gets upset with himself on the mound, he shows it very easily. It's a good pitch.
Down at 2-1. Central Division of the American League. It's tightened up a little bit. The Cleveland Indians, a win last night over the Blue Jays. They're 58-41. That's a pretty good record. And they have started to knock on the door of the Minnesota Twins at 61-38. They are the leaders in the division. There's another hit batsman, and that's the 3rd one tonight for Kennedy.
And that's twice he's gotten down, and on the breaking ball comes down and hits the foot of the batter.
That's why they call a breaking ball a hammer, because when it hits you, that's what it feels like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it certainly does.
White Sox are 15 back, 25 games back, the Kansas City Royals. And the Detroit Tigers at 30-65, 29 games off the pace.
Here we've got Colton Wright up, Catcher.
Got a double up the right field side his first time through. Shows the bunt, draws the bat back, takes ball one. The Astros 7.5 game lead in the West Division at 65-37. 7.5 games better than the Oakland A's. The Angels are, I beg your pardon, the Oakland A's are now tied with Houston. No, they're not. I got to get some new glasses. I can tell you that. 7.5 games back, Oakland. 12.5 games out. The Angels, Texas Rangers are 13.5 games back. And the Mariners, who play in that beautiful field. If you've ever been by in Interstate 5, you can't miss it. Safeco Field. It's as nice as they come. On the shores of the Puget Sound. That's about all that's nice with their season. They're 40-62 and 25 games back. Double play depth in the infield. The runner goes. McDonald comes out of his crouch, doesn't tether a throw. Took a long look at second base and thought otherwise of making the throw.
When he saw where the runner was, he knew he wasn't going to get him. And that could save an errant throw. Playing it safe.
Here's the stride home, the pitch. It's a breaking ball, took a little off of it. And Colton Wright gets fooled on the pitch, and it goes to 2-1.
He sure did. And this is a man they want to get out now. That either strike out, fly ball, ground ball, whatever. Get to that 2-out stage and then go for the batter.
Runner breaks for third, and he got a pretty good tub. There's a bouncing ball to Ramirez. Throws it on to first base. Good jump for the runner, that being Tyler Wright, but the ball put into play. He won't get a stolen base.
No, but the one thing here, again, I'm impressed with Barrett. He has to dig this out of the ground on home plate side, and he just does it like he's been doing it all his life. He's played very well at first base tonight, defensively. And pretty good at the plate.
Yep, absolutely. Here's the batter up, Clayton Smith. Fastball is upstairs. The opening pitch of the at-bat. 1 ball and no strikes. I would think we're in the 2,500 range here tonight. Pretty good crowd on hand.
Got a really nice crowd. They're having fun. Seeing some pretty good baseball.
2 balls and no strikes. Clayton Smith has got the lone run batted in tonight for the Mavericks. Did that in the ground ball out. Hitting .320, lanky left-handed batter. Breaking ball is down, ball 3. There you see the luxury boxes behind home plate. Directly behind home plate, that's called the home plate lounge. You got a full array of menu items, mixed drinks, whatever you like. Great way to watch a ball game. There's a 4-pitch walk issued to Clayton Smith.
Again, he overthrew the pitch, and I think he's going to get a little talking with himself here for a second and come in and see if we can get that third out.
So with men at first and third and 2 away. Russell Strilchuk out in right field tonight, batting .290. Here for the Mavericks. A little bit late on the fastball. He fouls it off down the left side into the seats. Strike 1. Runner goes. There's an uncontested steal at second base. Pulling into scoring position is Clayton Smith. It doesn't appear to me that Austin Kennedy is particularly slow out of the set position. Might maybe kick that leg a little higher than he wants. Maybe more of a jab step than a kick. But Klingin Smith pulls into scoring position. Strelchuk batting out of the 8th spot in the Medicine Hat order. We're a tie ball game in the top half of the 4th inning. There's a backdoor breaking ball for a call strike.
He just caught the edge of a plate, a very good pitch. McDonald stayed down on it, was able to frame it well.
Second baseman Maskill is playing this guy to pull the ball. He's fully back in between the bags of first and second base. We set it a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And the 2-2 delivery. Hit just off to the left-hand side of the mound. Barehanded by Kennedy. Throw on the first base is going to get it done just by an eyelash. He had to barehand that ball.
And I'll tell you, he does this. He barehands it. Watch the play Barrett makes. I mean, this ball could have been thrown away. He laid out for that and kept his foot on the base just enough to get the tag.
One thing Barrett has going for him, he's a big target, and that's what you really want to have at first base.
And he looks pretty flexible. Like he moves very well in that position.
Tie ball game after 3.5 innings on ICU video. Well, the young ball player we're just talking about, Grayson Barrett, who hit a double, and he hit it hard to right field his first time through, and has hit some really nice plays tonight at first base. And he will lead things off. Often do you see it where a guy makes a great defensive play in the top half of the inning, and he's the first batter up in the bottom half all the time.
It's amazing how that works. Over and over again we see it.
And the 0-1 delivery. A little late on that fastball. It tied him up, and he fouls it off.
Now, Evan Suda, in the previous inning, he gets 0-2 on the batter. He's coming in. He's not trying to waste a pitch. He's going to come in with a strike. We'll see if he does it here.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Barrett has not had a whole lot of mound time. 2 ball games, 2 appearances in relief, an inning and 2/3. 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned runs. But he's more than made up for it at first base this evening. He's had a good at bat. He turned into that one and he nails it. It's a ball down the right side off the wall. Barrett is on his way into second base. And he's there with a sliding double, and he pulled a trigger on that pitch.
His second double, and the first one hit more into the right center alley over the right fielder. This one he pulled down just inside the line. Both very hard hit balls.
Barrett's out of Bakersfield, California. 6'2", 200-pounder. Attends Taft Community College. Right down in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley.
Now, would you bunt here, Al?
You know, yeah, I would.
Good call. Oh,
And
that's a nice bunt, too.
Yeah,
that is a beauty.
Little drag bunt.
This is exactly where you wanted it. Not far enough to make the third baseman play it. The catcher or the pitcher has to play it. Excellent bunt.
A little bit of small ball by the prospects here in the home half of the 4th inning. Jake McDonald will be the batter up with the go-ahead run at third. That was a fastball, too. Not an easy pitch to bunt.
No, and he just, and with a wood bat, held that a little in your fingers and let that cushion into your hand, and he did that very well.
In effect, what you're doing when you're bunting is you're catching the ball with your bat.
Exactly right, and there is a...
This is going to bring in the run. That's a towering fly ball to straightaway center field. Freddie Walker runs in and under it. Ball not carrying that well up the middle here tonight. That left the bat with a little something on it. But it's a sacrifice fly, no time at bat, and a run batted in.
It really is. This is a very good at bat again for Jake McDonald. Actually the first pitch to him, but he got everything onto it and got the RBI.
And around will be the batter as you see a group of happy ball players. Prospects have taken the lead at 1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Roundy popped up his first time through. Evan Suda tonight up on the mound for the Mavericks. Not a big pitcher, 5'9", about 175 pounds. Gonna have right up wide of the bag at third. Double play depth in the middle infield. And the fastball is up too high. 2 balls, no strikes.
Now, Tander Roundy's got excellent speed. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I don't know if they'd do it, but a little push bunt here. You've got a first baseman holding the runner. Or a hit and run. Going to play small ball. You might as well go all the way with it, Al.
Runner goes. Here's the throw down to second base. The tag.
He got him.
And he got him. He's dead on arrival. That's a good throw by Colton Wright.
Very good throw.
Just threw a strike right over the bag. 2-4 on the putout.
You know, Maskell had a pretty good jump on it. Just a very good throw.
The count was in the batter's favor, so that's a good point to run on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. 3-1 pitch is popped up, and that should do it here in the inning. High pop fly, lots of hang time on it. Deep right field or short right field here for Russell Strelchuk makes the catch. But the Prospects, on the strength of a double and a bunt single, take the lead in the ball game by a score of 2-1. And this is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video.
In a little bit of trouble with command and got right back at it, so that's good. He's made adjustments on the mound. That's what you need to do to have a good start.
First 2 runners on base you guys had, you left them stranded. The next 2 you cashed them in. What are you noticing that's different in these last couple of innings in your team's at-bats?
Execution. You know, maybe guys believed in themselves. That, you know, that we're not going to get it done every time, so it was good to see them be able to get it done the second time.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Howard.
Al, John, back up to you guys.
Get on to the 5th inning of play here tonight, and the lid lifter of this 2-game series, Medicine Hat, and the Prospects will renew hostilities tomorrow night at 7:05.
Coming up to bat for the Mavericks, number 7, Freddie Walker.
Friday night, a quick in and back to Okotoks. Saturday and Sunday, the Fort McMurray Giants come to town. Freddie Walker, the batter. And he ground out his first time through. Late on the fastball, it takes a cut at it and fouls it away down the right side and out of play, strike 1.
And that was Austin Kennedy's 54th pitch. He's throwing 27 for strikes.
And here comes the 0-1 delivery. Slider is right down the barrel, strike 2.
Well, that was a nice slider. Got a lot of bite on it.
The thing that goes on between the pitcher and the batter, sometimes they just flat out don't like each other. And I'm speaking of the big leagues. Sometimes they're old teammates. You'll see that. We were playing in Phoenix at the old ballpark, you know well, Municipal Stadium, 1982. We're there in August, so I can tell you just how hot it was. And we had an old veteran pitcher pitching for us named Jim Barr. Came up with the Angels as this ball is lined up the middle for a base hit. Freddie Walker is aboard. Goes 1 for 2 on the night. So Barr was pitching, and he was an old San Francisco Giant. And the Phoenix Ball Club was the Phoenix Giants, their AAA club. So the catcher was an old teammate of his, a battery mate, as a matter of fact. The batter was Dennis Littlejohn. He caught for the Giants. And I was noticing this at bat was taking forever. Barr would just about ready to wind and go, and Littlejohn would step out, and Barr would laugh, and Littlejohn would laugh, and the umpire was laughing. And this was my second year in the game. I had no idea what was going on. But every time Barr loaded up his spitball, that's when Littlejohn would step out. He knew exactly when he was loading it up. Didn't have a clue what they were doing. They're all three laughing. The umpire, technically, the umpire is not supposed to let you throw a spitter, but late in the year in the minor leagues, what the heck?
And lots of games within the game. It's a lot of fun. You know, one thing I've noticed with Austin Kennedy on his pickoffs, his timing is very good. He's just been high with it. And there's another example. You see it come down. And if he gets that ball down low, he's going to get some pickoffs. He's got a very quick move. The best we see on this team is Hunter Boyd, obviously. He got excellent pickoff speed, and he puts it down good and low.
And with Boyd on a good night, he doesn't have to do it very often. That was a hit and run play, and the ball is looped foul up the right side.
No, you're exactly right. And lots of times he doesn't have to do any of them.
Soika coming into the game tonight, hitting .358. Kennedy's done a pretty nice job on him. He's got him to fly out. Got a pretty good rip at a pitch in the third inning. Hard ground ball to third base, but Pratt made a nice fielding play and threw a strike on to first base.
Now there was a pickoff attempt where the ball was down really good and low, good quick, and they just about got the runner. I'll hold them tight.
The bouncing ball up the middle. Second baseman Maskill coming over to try to make a catch. That ball hit a pebble. Here's the throw to third, and it's up the road. We'll have men at first and third on the hit and run.
Now this is interesting. Watch this ball come off the ground. You know what? It hit the pitcher's glove by the looks of it just a little bit. It got out there. It hit the edge of the turf. But boy, it jumped.
He nailed it, though.
He did. That was a hard hit ball. I don't think that Maskill was going to get that ball.
And DJ Garcia is the batter. The tying run at third base here in the top half of the fifth inning. Ball game about the hour and 25-minute mark. Summer is here, of course. It's a perfect time to get your vehicle road trip ready at Jiffy Lube. With every Pennzoil fully synthetic oil change, you receive a $100 travel credit towards just about anything you want. Ground ball here to the right side. On to Ramirez at second. He straddles the bag. The runner and the ball arrived at the same time. He couldn't turn to, and the run in to score.
And we have a tie ball game, and he pulled that ball exactly where he wanted, hit it to the right side, and we're going to try to go for the double play. Of course, didn't get a good hard slide, but the run scores.
Fielder's choice, RBI. So come into Jiffy Lube for a Pennzoil fully synthetic oil change and earn Air Reward Miles. A $100 travel credit. Details at jiffylubeservice.ca. Nolan Ratai, 0 for 2 night. Struck out and he's ground out. Then the Edmonton right-hander comes to the plate with a slider, low and away, ball 1. Going to get a fresh arm up in the Edmonton bullpen. What are we, about 60, 65 pitches?
He right now, 63.
High pop up down the line in right field. Coming on over was Pierce Blahoyek. He went a long way. He was right into the area between the bullpen mound and the bullpen plate. Ran a long way to get there. He got leather on it, but just couldn't squeeze it.
Couldn't squeeze, and I'm wondering if he took his eye off on that rail coming up to him.
That rail is steel type, and it is not forgiving.
No, nothing forgiving about it at all. Pierce gets a good jump on the ball, and he's got excellent speed, as we've said previously.
Prospects now with a left-hander up and throwing, and he won't take him long on a hot, muggy night like tonight. And the pitch is down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3.
Now Austin has had pretty good results with his slider tonight, but it looks like he's losing it a little bit in this inning.
Well, he's got 5 starts under his belt and 27 in the third innings of pitching coming into the ball game tonight. So this is just about where he's normally going to be, 5 in the third inning pitcher. You see that ground ball to the left side for a base hit.
And that was a fastball, but it was just on the inside middle of the plate, and he was able to pull it through the hole. Good hit. Load the bases with 1 out. We're going to see a pitching change right now, Al, I think.
I would be very surprised. I don't think he's ready to go. Jordan Blondell is going to buy a little time.
He should.
For his left-hander heating up in the bullpen.
Force the umpire to come out and then walk back toward the dugout, then come back out and pull. Here comes the umpire.
I think he's basically saying, okay, what do you want to do with this guy?
Yeah.
How do you want to pitch him? It's Rodriguez. A big strapping pull hitter. And a pretty good job on him tonight. He bounced out in the 4th inning. Got hit by a pitch and he came around to score his first time through.
Yeah, I will give you a suggestion that the way you pitch him is carefully. This guy's got some power. And with the bases loaded.
Oh, actually, it's 1st and 2nd. That's the manager.
Oh, 1st
over there.
and 2nd. That's right. Talk about your eyes going, buddy. Oh, good pitch.
The fastball to get it going. Strike 1 to Sal Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'd forgotten they scored the run to tie it up.
6'2", 235-pounder. Casts a big shadow. He was late on the pitch, and he loops it foul off the first base side. Senior out of Crystal Lake, Illinois, out of Minot State University, down in the Dakotas. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. He spanked that ball up the middle. It'll be a run-scoring single. Sal Rodriguez with a nice sharp swing. He's quick with his wrist. He rolls him right through that hitting zone.
Very nice swing. I thought Roundy might attempt the throw to home, but he didn't. He decided to hold him at 1st and 2nd.
That will do it here tonight for Austin Kennedy. And he will leave the ball game down by a run with men at 1st and 2nd base and 2 away. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. New pitcher in the ball game, as you can see, is a left-hander, Matt Erickson. Incomplete totals tonight for Austin Kennedy, 4 2/3 innings. Run totals have yet to be determined. 5 hits, struck out a batter, didn't walk anybody. And he hit 3 batters.
Now, Matt Erickson, young freshman at Yale, a teammate of Pierce Blahovic and Jake Gary and Jackson Bando there, all young men at Yale. He's from Boulder, Colorado, and he's a pretty good left-handed pitcher.
6'1", 200-pounder. He will make his 6th relief appearance on the season. Got 5 starts, 29 innings of pitching, 32 hits, 21 runs, 16 earned. 19 base on balls. He struck out 31 batters. Earned run average at 4.96. Western Canada Baseball League is hitting .278 off Matt Erickson. Bring him in here to face the left-handed bat of Tyler Wright. Pitch is down and away. Throw back on the 2nd base. Nolan Wagner is easily back. Pretty much clear sailing through the first 4 innings. He got nailed for 4 hits. 2 runs have come in to score. It's a 1-run ball game, 3-2. The Medicine Hat Ball Club, who've been red hot. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. That'll bring the count around to 2 balls and no strikes.
Medicine Hat playing very good baseball, but they've been averaging 9 runs a game. This game has been a very good ball game. Well played by both teams.
Long stride home in the 2-0 pitch. Down and away to go to ball 3. And the 3-0 delivery. It's a 4-pitch walk, and that'll load the bases.
Now, a situation where his first 3 balls were basically outside, and this one comes inside. No place to put him now. He's got to get in there and try to keep the ball low, get a double play ball.
Colton Wright, the catcher, will be the batter due up. The runners aboard. You've got Nolan Ratai at third, Sal Rodriguez at second base, and Tyler Wright on a 4-pitch walk. On at first. And here comes the pitch. Fastball high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. 5 straight pitches by this young left-hander, not one of them in the strike zone. Strike at the knee. Prospects will heat up a fresh arm, a right-handed pitcher up and throwing in the bullpen.
Looks like Zach Harrington down there warming up. Young pitcher from Magnolia, Arkansas.
.7:05 tomorrow night. Gates open up at 6 o'clock. Fastball is outside, ball 2. Prospects will be at Okotoks on Friday night, back home to the Fort McMurray Giants here on Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. We've got 2 doubleheaders coming up with the Brooks Ball Club. It's yet to be determined whether there'll be 2 doubleheaders in Brooks or 2 single games in Brooks, and right at the end of the season, where you have a couple of days for makeup games, play them back here. This is probably a very big pitch in this ball game, coming right up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we'll go full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch just missed on the outside corner.
It just missed. Jake McDonald tried to frame her up and couldn't quite get it done.
Right, 1 for 2 tonight. He pulled a double into right field. Actually slapped a double into right field. There he chases the pitch, and he's down on strikes. That's a big out.
That's a huge out at this point of time. And if you look at the ball's outside, and not by a lot, but enough that he would have got a walk and an RBI. Huge strikeout at this point.
Klingensmith is the batter up. 0 for 1 tonight with a run batted in. He's the 8th batter to the plate here in the top half of the 5th inning. Takes a rip at an inside pitch, fouls it off his front foot. His dog is barking a little bit.
Now this has got to affect your swing, Al. You come in back, you know that foot isn't right yet. Yet he's got to come back, stand in the box.
Two out, bases loaded, and a 0-1 count. Matt Erickson out of Boulder, Colorado. Strides, delivers, throws the breaking ball. He went right from the heels on that pitch. He took a big rip at it, 0-2.
Sure did, a very good pitch.
Fastball and a curveball have got Erickson ahead in the count. And the pitch is a breaking ball on the outside corner of the plate, and that'll get it done. A swinging strikeout and a called third strike.
Oh, that's a beautiful pitch. The ball just broke over just on the outside part of the plate. Well done by Matt Erickson.
2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 3 men left on base. And we'll return with the bottom half of the 5th inning after these messages on ICU Video. 2,293 in the ballpark here tonight. Final totals on Austin Kennedy. 4 2/3 innings tonight. Surrendered 3 earned runs on 5 hits. Struck out 1 batter, did not walk a batter. And he hit 3 batters. Breaking ball on a called strike here to Pierce Blahowiak. Reached base on a beautiful bunt single in the 3rd. Went to 3rd on a wild pitch and came around to score. And hit a pop-up on the infield his first time along. Count is even at a ball and a strike.
Now you look how deep the first baseman and the third baseman are, and then I would never be afraid to bunt with this young man.
Swings away. He's going to get out in front of the pitch. We go to strike 2.
Won't be bunting now.
Evan Suda rocks and delivers on a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Garcia chases this one down in the hole, and that'll be an infield single.
Again, the speed of Pierce Blahowiak. Now you watch the shortstop on this. He has to let that ball go earlier than he's ready to. And he hits it on the turf and brings it in. And that's just, these guys know this young man's speed, and that got him the hit.
Our telecast crew tonight, the game host is Tyler Remchuk, John Belmont with the color commentary, Dave Foley, our cameraman. Our switcher replay analyst is Alex Testowich, Kyle Matz with the graphics. The director and the executive producer is Rob Zitlow. High and outside pitch, ball 1 here to Davis Pratt. On a 1-for-2 night. Going to have Wright playing way inside the bag at third base. He sniffs the bunt. Double play depth in the middle infield. There is the bunt. Not a textbook bunt. It's back to the mound, but it's going to move the runner over. Tying run in scoring position. Sacrifice bunt, 1-3 on the putout.
Number 11, Javier Ramirez.
And Javier Ramirez, who has brought his batting average up over 30 points in a couple of weeks. Hitting .293, he struck out and popped up tonight.
We'd say he is due for a hit.
A look home and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball looked like a slider, swing and a miss, 0-1.
Evan Suda's done a nice job tonight throwing strikes. And when you do that, usually good things will happen for you.
Ground ball, fair at first base. Rodriguez dove for it. He couldn't get to it. That'll produce the run in the score, and the throw to second base, not in time. Blahowiak makes it a tie ball game at 3.
Now there's the importance of that bunt. Nice at bat by Ramirez.
Run scoring single for Javier. He goes to second on the throw to home. And we are in a 3-3 ball game with Bo Gilbo, the batter, who had maybe the best at bat of anybody on the diamond tonight. His second time through, fouled a few pitches off, got one in his sights, and drilled a double in a deep right field.
He showed some power. We could be having a pitching change here from Medicine Hat. But again, we talk about the speed that Pierce Blahowiak shows, and when you find that you get him on first base, you get that bunt down, and it doesn't even have to be perfect. They didn't even attempt to go to second for him. Get the guy at first. Then Ramirez comes in and gets that good solid single and an RBI.
Mavericks now with a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. And Bo Gilbo is the batter. Deep in the box, front foot is open a little bit. Here comes the pitch to him. Takes a rip at it, and he hits a high fly ball in a deep right field. That ball is not going to get caught in right field. And we'll have men at second and third base. I want to get a look at that one on the replay.
Oh, me too. It looks like he might have lost it as the ball is up.
Next up for the prospect, number 22.
The angle.
Gary.
Just misjudged it. What would you call that?
I'd have to have another look at it.
They're calling it a hit. It'll have to be a double, I guess.
It really doesn't matter if you're scoring whether or not the outfielder touches the ball or not. He may have touched it, he may not have.
That's a tough play.
So just like that, one swing of the bat, and Bo Gilbo gets his second two-base hit of the night. No run batted in. Men at second and third, and Jake Geary is the batter. And you've got an overcast sky here tonight, kind of a hazy sky. That'd make it a little more difficult to track the fly ball.
You can have that, and sometimes that ball you can lose it in the lights. It just depends on where it was and the angle of that outfielder was looking.
Cold and right, the catcher calls time, and you can see we have a conference at the mound. Ramirez at third base, Gilbo at second. A run has come in to score, that being Pierce Blahoyek. Got aboard on a bunt single. He was bunted down to second. And then Ramirez with a hard ground ball past the first baseman Rodriguez. Followed up by Bo Gilbo's double into the right field gap. Fastball is high and wide, 1 ball, no strikes. Geary tonight has drawn a walk and fly to center field. That might be deep enough to do it. We'll see. Ramirez is going to tag up. Fly ball up the middle. Freddie Walker there to make the catch. Cranks the arm up. It's going to be cut at the mound and not relayed in. And it was deep enough. Prospects take a lead of 4-3.
Ramirez has pretty good speed. Has to be a perfect throw from here. And it wasn't there, so they cut it. Keep the man at second.
And Grayson Barrett, the batter. He's got a couple of innings in as a pitcher. Done a nice job playing at first base tonight. Done a real nice job with the bat. That'll do it for the starting pitcher, Evan Suda. Prospects are up by a run as we take a break. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Take a look at the new pitcher into the ball game, Nathan Stark. A right-hander out of Medicine Hat. 6'3", 171-pounder. Attends LSU, Shreveport, Louisiana.
He is a teammate with Bo Gilbo and with Brandon Owens, both from Louisiana State at Shreveport.
He'll make his third relief appearance, 5 innings of pitching, 1 hit. Hasn't given up a run yet, 3 base on balls, 8 strikeouts. No record, and as we said, no earned runs, no earned run average. And the league is batting 0-0-0 off Nathan Stark. Incomplete totals for Evan Suda tonight, 4 2/3 innings. 9 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 wild pitch. Grayson Barrett is the batter. Prospects are coming off a win and a loss on Sunday afternoon. They lost a heartbreaker 2-1 to the Lethbridge Bulls, came back and won the nightcap 7-1. Walk-off home runs. The There's no fun way to lose a ball game. That might be just about the worst.
Tears your heart out.
I would say the worst way is, and I've seen it many times, the wild pitch to run in.
Oh, yeah. Or even walk the winning run in. It's pretty bad. And in many cases, like down there, they came back to tie and then to lose it with a walk-off home run. It's tough.
2 hits and 2 tries for Grayson Barrett tonight. And here's the pitch on the way. Took a rip and a pitch up in his eyes. 0-2.
He's had 2 very good at-bats. Now he's down in the count. We'll see what he does, and we're going to see right away what Nathan does with this pitch. Gonna come into the zone.
Yeah, he did. He threw a strike.
Brought her right in there. This is where your real good hitters, Al, really show themselves. 0-2, and they'll foul off a number, work a ball in, get the right pitch that they want.
A stretch here by Nathan Stark. Checks his runner off second base. Out of that slide step, he throws a strike, and that'll do it. Strikeout number 1 for Grayson, or for Nathan Stark, and we're a prospect lead of 1, 4-3 through the opening 5 innings. Here tonight at Remax Field on ICU Video. Matt Erickson came back after a base on ball with 2 strikeouts. One of them swinging, one of them looking to get the job done in the top half of the 5th inning. Russell Strelchuk will lead it off here in the 6th. As the ball game is now in the hands of the relievers. A no decision tonight for Austin Kennedy. 4 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 hits, a strikeout, and 3 hit batters.
Oh, good breaking ball.
And that was a knee buckler right there on the inside half of the plate. Strelchuk has bounced out twice. Drawn fully back on the middle infield, midway on the corners. There's the slider that just missed the outside block.
It sure did, and Jake McDonald tried to get him that strike.
Freddie Walker and Austin Soika up here in the Medicine Hat 6th inning. Strike 3 called. 3 consecutive Ks for this young pitcher out of Boulder, Colorado. That's a strike.
Oh, that's a good pitch.
Freddie Walker on a 1 for 2 night with a run score of the batter. Prospects at the 3/4 pole of the season. 42 games done, 14 to go. That should be the second out of the inning as Ramirez corrals a high hop. He got a bad hop there too, but he stayed with it.
He did. He kept his body in front of it.
See how that ball comes up on him?
Coming up for the Mavericks, number 30.
Seen a couple of those tonight. Very good throw.
And Soika will be the batter. 1 hit and 3 tries tonight. And if you can keep him off base, it's going to do you a lot of good. This guy's had a great year. He's batting .358. Here he tried to swing for a long ball. Swings and he misses. Strike 1.
That was a good fastball. It was moving. Well, like you say, Al, a player like this, you want to keep him off base. He can do a lot of things, hurt you in a lot of ways.
The other games in the Western Canada League tonight. Lethbridge up in Fort McMurray to kick off a series. The Okotoks Dogs are in Yorkton. The Brooks Bombers are at Melville. Weyburn is in Moose Jaw tonight. And the Swift Current 57s are in Regina to play the tough Regina Red Sox. 29 victories and 12 losses on the year. One game in the league last night, it was a runaway. The Okotoks Dogs with a 15-2 victory over the Yorkton Cardinals.
Now, Matt Erickson has taken a leaf out of the Medicine Hat pitching staff. 0-2, he's coming right at him. Oh, boy, that just missed.
1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 out, the base is empty.
That was a tremendous eye by that batter. Stoika's had a real good season for Medicine Hat.
That ball's hit up the middle, ticketed to the center fielder. Tanner Roundy is camped under that, makes the play. 3 up, 3 down inning. Good inning for the young left-hander.
Very nice inning.
You got that big outfield up the middle, use it. Here it is. Big boy, hit it as hard as you can. And that's maybe 380 feet up the middle. Move to the bottom half of the 6th inning and a prospect lead of 1. It's a 4-3 ball game from Remax Field on ICU Video. Tyler Maskill will lead things off. It'll be the bottom 3 of the Edmonton order. Up here in the last of the 6th inning. And Nathan Stark came into the ball game with 2 out, men on base in the 5th. And he struck out Grayson Barrett. Fastball is high. He's a fireballer. It's up there and he throws the rock. 1 ball and no strikes to Maskill. Batting .209 on the season. Right up wide of the bag at third. Middle infield fully back. Rodriguez is midway at first base. The outfield is straight away.
Took a little off that pitch.
Go to 2-1. And the 2-1 delivery. Here's late on the fastball. He hits it in foul territory up the first base side. Rodriguez, the first baseman, went a long way to try to get to that ball. The big man ran as hard as he could.
Sure is. He hustles.
And he just ran out of real estate. Yeah, he's going as hard as he can go.
And you're coming up to that pitching rubber up there in the bullpen. Not the best footing in the world. Good hustle by Rodriguez.
Stark rocks into his windup, and the pitch is just a bit outside, ball 3. We're going to have Jake McDonald and Tanner Roundy also do up in the inning.
Whoa.
That's ball 4, right under his chin.
Watch this on the replay. That is right up under the chin. He just got out of there. That's an old Sal Magley pitch. You know, I always thought when I was a kid that Sal Magley's real job was a barber. That's all they used to call him.
McDonald tonight 0 for 1 with a run batted in. Maskill will have 1 foot out on the carpet. And his right-hander comes set and delivers. There's a bunt and it's foul, strike 1.
That was a good pitch by Stark, and then he kept it inside and up a little bit. Tough pitch to bunt. And if that's on the corner, it's a strike anyway. You got to give it a try.
The Mavericks have got 2 more victories than the Prospects on the season. They're 22-20. Edmonton is 20-22. So do the math. These are pretty important ball games. If you're trying to catch Medicine Hat, a split won't do you any good. You got to get a sweep. Squares off the bunt, draws the bat back. There's the throw to first base. Rodriguez with a slap tag down, and Tyler Maskill beats it back.
Now that was a real good throw and a good attempt by Rodriguez, and Tyler Maskill just got back.
Notice it doesn't shorten his lead, though. He's still going to have 1 foot out on the carpet. High and outside, the batter McDonald showed the bunt.
Well, again, he's got good speed. That pitch that he threw down on before was outside also, and it made a little bit of an easier throw. But Maskill, he's not as fast as Blahovic, but he's pretty close. He can move.
Shows the bunt again. This time he puts it into play. It's a nice little push bunt. Fielded here by the pitcher. He underhands to the bag. And it's not going to get caught. And we'll have men at first and third base. When you put the ball into play, anything can happen.
What a nice bunt by Jake McDonald on this, Hal. He puts it exactly where you want it. Pitcher's got to come over to make the play. Difficult play. They threw it a little too inside on the bag, and Rodriguez couldn't handle it. And that enabled the runner now to get to third base.
Well, that an infield single. That's a tough chance here for Nathan Stark. McDonald was in his running lane, but he's allowed to leave the lane when he gets to the bag. Because of that, the play was not made. Middle infield now to double play depth. There's another bunt. On the ground, it's a nice little push bunt. It'll be a sacrifice. The run will come in to score. No time at bat. Win, win, win.
Real nice play by Roundy. You get the RBI. Pushes it perfect. No play at home for Rodriguez. He's got to make the play at first.
So some small ball played by the prospects here tonight. Back-to-back bunts. One a bunt single, the other one a sacrifice bunt with a run batted in. And Blahovic will be the batter. Had a good night. 2 infield hits, 2 runs scored.
And again, the speed that these guys are showing, they showed this at the start of the season. And I think this is how this team has to play.
And here comes the pitch. It's high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Medicine Hat now will heat up a new pitcher, a right-hander. Up and throwing in the bullpen, ball 1 count. Edmonton with a run in the third, 1 in the fourth, pair in the fifth, 1 here in the 6th inning. A lot of things that happened here today. We had the Medicine Hat Club with a blown tire on the highway, hour and a half delay. Got that fixed, came right to the ballpark. And here the fire alarms went off at Remax Field. 2 pumpers from the fire department showed up. No fire, it was just some kind of a problem with the alarm system. Because of that, no elevator, and I hope that's been rectified. And we go to ball 2.
I hope so too. We've got a number of elderly people that come in through the elevator and then come down to that first top row. And then there's a number who will come in to the second level and out. Well, what they do tonight, they put them in the lounge and down in that lower box, which is good.
And we're ready to go. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and it's outside. He turned that one over, ball 3. Here tonight, you got a nice shirt sleeve night, good crowd on hand. Ball game moving not at a quick pace, not at a slow pace, but if you notice, that's just what people like.
Exactly right.
Sit there and talk. And
I don't think they'll do this, but with the speed of Blahovic and McDonald at second, if he pushes a bunt or drags the bunt, he can get a base hit and get his man over to third. Not going to now. Got the walk. good night for Pierce Blahoviak in that he's got on base 3 times, and
They appealed on the check swing. It didn't look from our vantage point that he broke his wrist or rolled the bat head over the front end of the plate.
another reliever warming up now for Medicine Hat, and I don't know if he's going to make the change now.
Just what he's saying here, the pitching coach, is you got to start throwing ahead in the count.
Yeah. He's got a good fastball. Just use it. We'll see. He could be just giving that reliever a little more time to warm up, too.
Davis Pratt is 1 for 2 tonight. Dropped down a sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning.
That was a beautiful bunt, too. And this is what the prospects have done very well tonight, bunting for hits and sacrifice bunts.
And here comes the pitch. It's a strike on the inside corner here from Nathan Stark. The starter tonight was Evan Suda. A 4 2/3 inning distance, 4 earned runs on 9 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 wild pitch. And the 0-1 delivery. Runner goes to third base. Out of the crouch is Colton Wright. He lets her rip, and that'll be a bag. A stolen base. Stealing third with a left-hand hitter up. You don't really see that. Well, I shouldn't say that. We've seen it plenty this year.
One thing there is if that ball is down, they would have got him, but it was up above the waist on the throw. Allowed Jake McDonald to slide under the tag.
So runners at first and third base. Blahoviak elected not to try to advance to second on the throw to third, which lets me to believe that he probably didn't know that play was on. There's an error to the pitcher as Stark throws the ball well outside of the target. And in to score on the E1 is Jake McDonald.
Jake McDonald's had a good game. Now you watch this. The throw is down low, but it almost looked like it hit Blahoviak.
So a 1-run lead now becomes a 3-run lead. Man in scoring position. A ball and a strike on Davis Pratt. And the fastball is there right about the belt. Strike 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball's put into play. It's a dribbler up the first base line here to Rodriguez. He'll make the unassisted put out. On to third goes Blahoviak.
You see it on the replay. It's on that right side, so Blahoviak can get over to the third. Rodriguez plays it well.
Javier Ramirez will be the batter. That's going to do it for Nathan Stark tonight. He is headed to the clubhouse, and the prospects, the man at third, 2 runs in to score, a 6-3 lead. Prospects baseball on ICU video. New pitcher in the ball game is Liam Rosebeck out of Val, Arizona, 5'10", 170-pounder. Out of Yavapai College. Makes his 4th relief appearance, 2 2/3 innings of pitching. 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 base on ball, 3 strikeouts. No record, a 13.50 earned run average. Western Canada League getting 385 off Liam Rosebeck.
Well, 2 out. Javier Ramirez, the man on third.
Pitcher throws him a strike and it's fouled away. It's a fastball. He didn't get around on it. 0-1 here to Ramirez.
And somebody in the crowd made a good catch. The fans liked it.
Totals aren't complete for Nathan Stark. Works a total of 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 2 base on balls. Run totals are yet to be determined. He said a ball and a strike.
And what really hurt him was that error on the throw, the first.
Rosebeek ready to go. His fastball is upstairs. He might hit the high 80s with that pitch.
It looks like he's got some pretty good stuff on it, doesn't he? Move it.
Counted ball 3, strike 1. Javier Ramirez 1 for 3 tonight. He's got an RBI and a run scored. Big kick out of the set position, and the ball is a fastball. Fouled away. I think he's thrown every pitch to Ramirez has been a fastball. He's got a pretty good one.
He does, and he's keeping it in the zone pretty well. He's out off a little bit. But that ball seems to be moving. I have a little hop on it.
And the 3-2 pitch is on the way. Ball 4. No doubt about that. That was low to the plate. And Bo Gilbo will be the hitter with 2 doubles tonight and a run batted in.
Prospect number 52, Bo Gilbo.
$22.93 the attendance here tonight at Remax Field for the first end of this 2-game set. Thursday off. Friday the ball club will be in Okotoks. Runner goes. Colton Wright comes out of his crouch, cocked his arm, and bluffs the throw.
There's no way he was going to throw that with Blahowiak at third. Any mistake at second, that run is scoring. So an easy stolen base for Ramirez.
Rosebeek, the third pitcher on the night for the Mavericks. The pitch, fastball, and had a good sink on it. Brings it around to 0-2. Gilbo arrived about 2 weeks into the season. Doesn't get a whole lot of work, but he's not swung the bat tonight like a 185 hitter. He's had a good night. Ball gets away from the catcher. Here's the throw to the plate. And in to score is Blahowiak with that blazing speed.
And here he comes. And as soon as that ball's gone, they're telling these guys to go. Not a bad throw in there, or toss to Rosebeek, but he just couldn't handle the ball.
That's a wild pitch. You can't give him a steal for that. He was waiting, and we saw the ball was in the dirt. He broke, and he started before that. He got credit for a stolen base. That's a wild pitch.
That's a third run scored for Blahowiak tonight. He's having a good night.
Down to 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Gilbo. Ramirez widens his lead off at third base. Here Rosebeek threw his man a fastball strike. It's fouled away. That'll make the totals complete on Nathan Stark. 1 inning, 3 earned runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 2 base on balls. Rosebig cranks it up, and the ball's popped up into short left
Might
field.
be trouble. No, I got it.
Drifting in is Austin Soika, leans down right at his knee and makes a nice catch to retire the side. And that's a good inning here in the 6th. 7 men to the plate.
Good play by the left fielder. A little slow on his jump. Once he read it, came in hard, caught it in the knee.
3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error. 1 man left on base. Tyler Remchuk, it's all yours.
Thanks, guys. You just saw a great example right there of Pierce Blahoviak's aggressiveness, and that's been a real key for this prospects offense. He's their leadoff hitter back in that number 1 slot, and there's no denying he looks comfortable there. He's been on base 3 of his 4 plate appearances, I suppose, with a walk mixed in there. But when you go through each individual at-bat, it gets more and more impressive. The only at-bat where he didn't get on base was his first one of the game. He went up there as the leadoff guy. He saw 9 pitches. What that does is it allows not only the guys in the dugout, but the guy on deck as well to get a real good feel for that starting pitcher. So while he didn't get a base hit, that 9-pitch at-bat allowed Davis Pratt, the team's second hole hitter, to step up, and the first pitch he saw, he absolutely ripped up the middle. So Pierce Blahoviak wouldn't get credit for a base hit, but he was a big part of Davis Pratt getting a single right after him. After that, it just goes on and on. He moves on hit and runs. He moves on pass balls. You saw him score right there on a pass ball. It's incredibly impressive, and the prospects have put up 7 runs already. I'm feeling they're going to get even more considering that they've scored runs in each of the last 4 innings. That Pierce Blahoviak is a major reason why that's been able to happen. One more note, guys. I went and checked. The elevator's still not working, but if you want, I can maybe go grab a toolbox or something, see if I can figure it out myself.
All right, we'll take you up on that. On to the 7th inning, and DJ Garcia, who tonight is 0 for 2 with a run scored and a run batted in. Garcia, the shortstop, to lead it off here against Matt Erickson.
Now, Matt Erickson has been sitting for a while. A good inning for the prospects at the plate. We'll see if he's still got his good breaking stuff.
On a night like this, I wouldn't think that's going to cool his arm off.
It shouldn't.
It's a warm night.
It shouldn't at all.
Garcia, Ratai, and Rodriguez. 2, 3, and 4 batters due up in the inning. Fastball is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. The starter tonight for the prospects was Austin Kennedy, a 4 2/3 inning distance. He'll get a no decision. 3 earned runs on 5 hits. Struck out a batter, and he hit 3 batsmen. Here we go to ball 3. The automatic is in and over, and we'll get a new pitcher up and throwing in the Edmonton bullpen. And we will have the same thing in the Medicine Hat pen.
Oh, what a good pitch.
Slider to the outside corner, 3 and 2. All game at the 2-hour and 15-minute mark here in the 7th inning. Line drive is foul.
Erickson's slider has been very good tonight.
There's a hit batsman, and he'll get 90 feet the hard way. Didn't want to do that on 3 and 2. Ball just got away from him a little bit in the inside half of the plate.
Just caught the tip of his jersey there.
Coming up for the Mavericks, number 9, Nolan Wagner.
Nolan Ratai is the batter. Struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Bounced out in the 3rd. Stroked a base hit between short and 3rd. Got as far as 3rd base his last time around. Erickson is high and wide of the target. Ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. Foul to the backstop. Erickson came in the 5th inning. He threw his first 5 pitches not in the strike zone. Maybe he just wasn't comfortable, wasn't loose. Then he got it figured out. He struck out the next 2 batters. In fact, he struck out the next 3. Final 2 outs of the 5th. first out of the 6th inning. Had a 3-batter up and down 6th inning, a strikeout, a ground ball out, and a fly ball out. Two balls and a strike on the batter.
Like most pitchers and young pitchers, as long as they're ahead in the count, their confidence is right there. It seems like with Matt, he gets behind the count a little bit, he has a problem. On that one, he put it where it had to be, and now he's even the count up. And one thing Matt usually does with his slider, he keeps it down so you get a lot of ground balls with him. Let's see if he does that here.
The ball that's tomahawked fair past first base and into right field. It was a pretty good pitch. It was an inside fastball. Try to tie him up. That's just a good piece of hitting by Ratta, and that's why he's a 347 batter.
That's exactly right. He just stayed on that ball. But here you look at Blahovia, gets a good throw into third base. And it's good that for Medicine Hat they held that runner up. They'd have had him.
So Ratta drags the bat head, gets himself a single to right field, sets the table up a little bit, men at first and second base. Nobody out. And big Sal Rodriguez will be the batter due up.
And we're going to have a pitch and change. And I believe this will be, not sure, but it might be Zach.
We'll find out in a
Harrington.
minute. Let's take a timeout. This pitching change brought to you by Jiffy Lube on ICU Video. Take a look at the new pitcher into the ball game, Brendan Owens. Out of Pearland, Texas, 6'1", 160-pounder. Attends Louisiana State University. 12th relief appearance, 14 and 2/3 innings, 16 hits, 10 runs, 6 earned. Nice walk to strikeout ratio, 6 base on balls to 20 strikeouts. 0-2 record. And a 3.68 earned run average. Western Canada League is batting .276. Here off Brendan Owens. Men at first and second base, nobody out. Here in the top half of the 7th inning. And 1 2/3 innings of work tonight for Matt Erickson.
Brandon Owens, again, he's from that same school that Gilboa is from. Nathan Stark from Medicine Hat played there. And that's LSU at Shreveport. You've been to Shreveport, haven't you, Al?
I have been to New Orleans on several occasions. No, I've never been to Shreveport.
Shreveport is actually a CFL team was in Shreveport at one time.
For about 8 minutes. That's right.
They actually had some pretty good ball players there.
They had a Texas League team. In fact, I think they still do. The Shreveport Captains, they used to be called.
There you go.
And Owens with a pitch inside, 1 ball and no strike. First and second base, nobody out. Prospects are up by a lead of 4, 7-3. One of the biggest men in the league is batting. Sal Rodriguez. There's a pickoff play to second base. Ramirez puts the tag down. It's not in time. That's a play that is obviously initiated by the catcher. What he'll do is just he'll stick out his fist, and then he'll go to either his right or his left thigh. If it's to his left thigh, it's the shortstop covering. If it's to his right thigh, it's the second baseman covering. There's another one.
Well, that was close.
It was a close play.
Here comes a replay. Let's look at it. This is actually a pretty well executed play.
For a second, there looked like they were going to get him, but
it looks like he just got between his legs, doesn't it? And a right call by the umpire.
And the prospects will heat up another arm. Got a big right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. Breaking pitch and a good one. It's in there for a strike.
That's a real tall right-hander. That could be Andrew Lowe. And he's also from, I believe, from Shreveport, LSU. He's from Brossois, Louisiana.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. Sawed him off, and it's a little dribbler off to the right side, fielded by Maskill on the first, and the runners will move over. Good pitch. Right in on the fist.
Very good pitch, and yet that's where you want to hit it in this. You've moved both guys over. But a nice play. Get the out.
Number 31, Taylor Wright.
Taylor Wright will be the batter up. On an 0 for 1 night, he got hit by a pitch, stole a bag, got the third and fourth inning. Drew a base on ball, got no further than first base in the fifth. Ball is hit on the ground. The prospects will surrender a run to get an easier out. They're not going to play the infield in.
Oh, good pitch. Nice breaking ball. What they'd really like to get, if they can get it, and you're exactly right, they'll get the out. They'd like to get a strikeout here.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. Another slider. He just missed low with it. We're at a ball and a strike. The ball that ran away from the left-handed batter. He pulled a string on a little bit too. Nice breaking ball.
What every pitcher wants here, ahead in the count.
And the 1-2 pitch is on the way.
Oh.
Got a piece of it, not much of it, not a whole lot more than the varnish on the wood, but
again,
keeps
if we get
that bat alive.
If we get a replay on this, that was another real good breaking ball. Here comes the replay. Let's have a look at that. Watch that drop. Whoa.
Curveball.
Yeah. It's one of those 12-6 or rolling off the table curves. Tough to hit.
Ground ball to the right-hand side. That'll score the run. Maskell onto his left, picks it nicely onto the bag, and a run in to score.
Again, here we go with another 4-3 play.
Next up for the Mavericks, number 25, Colton Wright.
Colton Wright will be the batter. Nolan Wagner advances to third on the ground ball out. But that is the correct play here in the seventh inning. You got a 4-run lead. Don't turn a small inning into a big one.
Oh, you're exactly right.
Wright with a double tonight. He did that in his first trip up to the plate. He did it in the second inning. He has since ground out and struck out.
Good breaking ball again. Dropped her off.
If you're watching through that center field camera, take a look at the pitching mechanics of this young right-hander Owens. He's got really nice mechanics. It's fluid. Works out of the set position, long stride home. Goes the pitch in the dirt. That'll probably score the run at will. That's going to be a wild pitch. Racing in from third base is Nolan Wagner.
He's not going to be happy with that pitch. So I think when Jake McDonald looks at this, he's not going to be happy with the way he played it. Definitely a wild pitch, though, down on the dirt. And now we've got a close game again, 7-5 ball game.
Completes the totals on Matt Erickson. Gives up 2 earned runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. One hit batsman over an inning and 2/3. And you're right, it's a 2-run ball game, 7-5.
Looks like we got a little bit of rain coming down.
There's ball 4.
The replay, this just misses on the corner.
And Colin Klingensmith will be the batter up. And the opener is a strike, 0-1. You're right, a little bit of rain coming down. I don't think it'll be around for long. Clear skies out to the west.
Just a dust settler. Ball down a little low.
So Colton Wright draws the walk. Clingan Smith was the on-deck batter. As you can see, that little bit of just a trickle of rain coming down here in the 7th inning. Can't have a day without rain here. Just that can't happen.
I guess you're right. Well, it's been so humid today. You could see this building. With all that moisture we've had, you get a little bit of heat, and boy, it just sucks up that moisture into the air. Produces more clouds.
Here's the 1-0 delivery and a strike on the outside corner. Here from Owens, third pitcher on the night for the Prospects. Austin Kennedy, a 4 2/3 inning, no decision. Matt Erickson with an inning and 2/3, also with a no decision tonight. In fact, I erred on that. No, he has a chance to be the winning pitcher. Matt Erickson. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Owens is ready to go. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
Pitch. Watch this on the replay. He drops his right off in the corner. Boom. There it is. You can't do it better than that.
2 runs on a hit, no errors, 1 man left to board. As we move to the bottom half of the 7th inning, a 2-run Prospects lead on ICU video. Take a look at the western sky in the North Saskatchewan River Valley as we motor along to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The middle part of the order will be due up. Jake Geary, Grayson Barrett, and Tyler Maskill. Here against this hard-throwing right-hander, Liam Rosebeek. Geary is 0 for 1 with a run batted in. And the pitch to him is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And the 1-0 delivery. That ball is smoked. Scalded into the left field gap. He's going to get an extra base. Jake Geary rounds first. Pulls into second base with the leadoff 2-timer here in the last of 7. Kind of a hanger out over the plate, and he nailed it.
It was, and he pulled her well into the gap. Good hard hit ball.
Gonna have a pinch runner coming in. So Geary does his job here tonight.
You get a number on that pinch runner? There we go. Let's have a look.
28, 38.
That's 30. 38. We'll get it here right away. Zach Thomas.
Pitch is swung on and missed, not held by Colton Wright. On his way down to third base is Jake, or Colt, or who's the pinch runner?
Zach Thomas.
We get a look at that pitch again on replay. I'm not sure if that's a wild pitch or a pass ball.
I'm not sure if it is either, but I don't know, or if he just was protecting the batter. Still, if it hits the dirt, it's a wild pitch.
And the 0-1 delivery is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Here comes a replay on that. Let's have a look at it.
That's a wild pitch.
Yeah. Nice jump by Zach Thomas. As soon as he saw it was in the dirt, he was going.
The change up, pulled foul at first base, down the right field side.
Grayson Barrett is swinging a good bat tonight. A couple of doubles.
Middle infield is going to move in just inside of a double play depth. Right is wide of the bag at third. Grayson Barrett takes a strike on the inside corner. He is down on strikes.
Boy, that ball tailed right at the end, isn't it? A good call by the umpire. Looked like it was a strike.
Tyler Maskill will be the hitter.
Now again, if you want to get one run back, do you bunt? This man can run himself. He's got good speed, pretty good bunting skills. Now see, they're bringing the first baseman in. Third baseman is in even. They're going to try to cut anything off.
And here comes the pitch. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1. Jake Geary led the inning off with a ball that he scalded into the left field power alley, a 2-base hit. Zach Thomas came in as the pinch runner. He'll be the DH should he come to the plate later on in this ball game. To third on a wild pitch, and there's one away. And there's another wild pitch, and that's going to bring the run in. Third wild pitch here by Liam Rosebeek.
Yeah, right down in the door. I don't know about that one. See that from the center field camera if we can get it. That almost looked to me like it come right off the catcher's glove out. Hard to tell, but it is a run scored.
And the pitch. Hard hit ground ball. It was a changeup, fouled off down the third base side.
Here comes that replay. Let's have a look at that pitch.
That's a wild pitch.
Yeah, it is. Down right on the plate.
Hit him right in the kisser. Holden Wright couldn't squeeze that pitch. Looks like he was crossed up. He was looking for something down and away. It was something up and in.
I think you're exactly right, and that's why the catcher went and talked to him.
These two clubs will do it all again tomorrow night. We'll have the descriptions for you beginning about 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. Prospects will be in Okotoks Friday. And back here at the Rebacks Diamond on Saturday night and Sunday afternoon, a big series. First of 4 games within a week between the Giants and the Prospects. There's ball 4.
Maskill draws a walk. Jake McDonald up. Jake had a clutch hit the last inning. I think we got another reliever coming in here, Al.
Manager's Tom Vasella. He's a minor league pitcher in the Giants organization. He got him as high as the Fresno Ball Club in the Pacific Coast League. Played for a guy, a really good fellow, knew him quite well as a good big league ball player too, Fred Stanley. Call him the Chicken. All right, we're going to have a pitching change. We'll take a break. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Fourth pitcher on the night for the Medicine Hat Mavericks is the young man you see right there, Bryce Libke. Saskatoon ball player, 6 foot, 200-pounder, out of Crowder Community College. Drop and drive pitcher. Arm angle is about 11 o'clock in the face of a clock. Libke into pitch. His 9th relief appearance, 12 2/3 innings. 14 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned, 10 walks, 12 strikeouts. 9.23 earned run average. Western Canada League getting 264 of Bryce Libke. Liam Rosebeek, his total's not complete. 2/3 of an inning, total work. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 2 base on balls, and 3 wild pitches. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in here in the last of 7. And Jake McDonald with a bunt single. He stole a bag. He came in to score. He knocked in a run with a fly ball out, and he struck out swinging. And here comes the pitch from Libke. It's a fastball high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Other games tonight. Lethbridge opens up a series at Fort McMurray. Okotoks and Yorkton. They're in Yorkton. Brooks tonight is in Melville. From that straight overhand delivery, the pitch down and away. Weyburn's at Moose Jaw. Swift Current tonight is in Regina to play the first place Regina Red Sox. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. There he finds the strike zone. 3-1.
And we've talked earlier about Jake McDonald. The last number of games, he's come up with a number of clutch hits.
Ball 4. Lipke with a 5-pitch base on ball issued to Jake McDonald. Tanner Roundy will be the hitter.
Next up for the prospect, number 17, Tanner Roundy.
Now with Olia coming up after him, I wonder if he will move them over. Try to stay out of a double play situation. Or even just try to drag or push bunt it, because Tanner Roundy has excellent speed also.
Lipke ready to go. Here's the first pitch. Low fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. We can go over the National League standings tonight. We checked the American League up a little bit earlier on. The Atlanta Braves in first place in the National League East. 60-41 record. 6.5 game lead on the Washington Nationals. Philadelphia 7.5 back. New York 14 out. And the Marlins are 27.5 games back. Wouldn't that be something that young Calgary pitcher's got a chance to win the National League Cy Young and the Rookie of the Year?
He's pitching extremely well.
And the 1-2 delivery. It's a breaking ball. He gets his man on the swing. 2 away. He's throwing everything hard. And there he changed things up with that slow off-speed pitch.
He did. He fooled Tanner Roundy totally with the K.
Pitcher we're talking about, of course, is Mike Soroka, and an appearance at the All-Star game. To look at him, young guy, I don't know if he's ever shaved. He wouldn't look out of place in a Western Canada Baseball League uniform. Except he's got a wee bit better arm than that.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, in the uniform he would look out of a place, but coming off that mound he might.
3 runs scored tonight by Blahovic. 2 bunt singles, drew a base on ball. And the 1-0 delivery. That's way too high. 2 balls, no strikes. Medicine Hat with a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. Medicine Hat has had it going really well. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. Prospects, not bad. 6 wins, 4 losses. They had kind of a cool streak in the earlier part of July. Seemed like nothing was going to work for them. Every time they hit the ball was at somebody.
Yeah, even when their pitching was going good, they were having trouble swinging the bats and, like you say, Al, just hitting at people. Many times hitting the ball real hard, but that's the nature of the game.
Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here tonight in front of 2,293.
See if we see that off-speed pitch again through to Roundy.
And the 2-2 delivery, that'll get it done. He blew a fastball by him. So 2 strikeouts here for Bryce Libke, 4th pitcher on the night. Here for Medicine Hat, a run comes in to score on a leadoff double by Jake Geary. A wild pitch would score the pinch runner, Zach Thomas. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. And we'll head to the 8th inning. And this is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Be the 8, 9, and the 1 hitters in the order for the Medicine Hat Mavericks as we move along to the top half of the 8th inning. Ball game is at the 2-hour and 54-minute mark. And there you see the 3rd pitcher on the night, Brendan Owens. Had it going real good. I was just making a comment on the smooth mechanics. When I did that, I threw the jinx on him and he wild pitched a run in.
Isn't that the way it goes?
We're going to have a pinch hitter coming in here for Medicine Hat. Tito Jones will be the pinch hitter.
And Brendan Owens cut loose with a fastball on that on the outside corner.
Tito Jones, a left-handed batter, takes a down and away pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike. Go to 2-1.
Now there's a pitch that Jake McDonald got Brendan Owens that pitch. Real nice job of framing it. Got it back in on the corner.
Count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top half of the 8th inning. Tito Jones, the pinch hit batter, and he'll likely just strap him up, play out in right field when we go to the last of 8.
Owens changed speeds a little on that one.
And here's the 2-2 pitch there. He chased some high gas. Right up in his eyes.
Now you look at the replay and you're exactly right. It's right up in the eyes. And good heat. He swung.
Freddie Walker, the center fielder, will be the batter up. Got a 1-for-3 night going with a run scored, and the pitch to Freddie is a breaking ball strike, 0-1.
Another breaking ball. On the replay, watch this pitch. He drops this right down.
Bottom fell right out of it. 0-2 count with 1 away. And the base is empty here in the top half of the 8th inning. As we set sail on the final 1/3 of the season, final 1/4 of the season. 42 games done for the Prospects, 14 to go.
It has sure gone fast, hasn't it, Al?
No, it sure has.
Oh, nice pitch.
Strikeout number 2 in the inning and 3 on the night. For Brendan Owens, that's his money pitch. Look at that hook.
Yeah, just real nice job with it. Started that one out a little high and dropped her in on the belt.
Now hitting for the Mavericks, number 30, Austin Stoka.
And Austin Stoka, the batter.
Stoker's had a pretty good night, hasn't he? Or has he?
1 for 4.
1 for 4. Good job by the Prospect pitchers on them all. There's that breaking ball again. Right on the inside corner.
If he keeps throwing these things and gets another strikeout, I'll leave him in for the 9th.
Oh, I would too.
Comes this time with a fastball. He's 0-2. .358 batter up there, Austin Stoka, Prospect pitchers. Done a pretty nice job on him tonight. Here's the kick in the 0-2 pitch. Little looping line drive to the right-hand side, picked on one bounce by Tyler Maskill. And the throw over will get her done. That's a nice inning here for
really
Brendan Owens.
And, you know, that was good bat control by Stoker, but Maskell just made a real nice play on it.
Zero's over here in the top of the 8th inning. Prospects up by a couple of runs, and ICU video. That long, tall drink of water is the new pitcher in the ballgame, Flynn Ridley.
Flynn Ridley out of Burnaby, BC.
6'4", 200-pounder. University of Fraser Valley. So they have aired out their bullpen here tonight. 17th relief appearance, 20 and 2/3 innings. 14 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 16 walks, 15 strikeouts. He logs a 3-1 record with 2 saves and a 2.17 earned run average. So he's, I would think, their closer, and they're just getting him a little work here tonight. It's the only reason I can think of why your short relief man would be coming in and pitching in the 8th inning when you're down a couple of runs. The ball's belted out into left field, an opposite field single for Davis Pratt.
This is a good hit. He just stays with the ball.
Coming up for the prospects, number 11, Javier
Through the gap.
Ramirez.
Two-thirds of an inning for Bryce Libke. Zeros across with 2 strikeouts and a base on ball. Javier Ramirez, the batter. Strike on the outside corner through the number 1 pitch. Liam Riesbeck, 2/3 of an inning, 1 earned run on 1 hit, 1 strikeout and 2 base on balls, and 3 wild pitches. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Javier Ramirez. The last half of the 8th inning. And Ridley's delivery overthrew his fastball. The count is even. Eight runs and 11 hits for the prospects tonight. Javier Ramirez waves that bat like a magic wand, and he lifts the fly ball up the middle and to center field for a base hit.
This is a nice at bat for Ramirez. Worked the count. Got the pitch he wanted, gets the base hit.
So Bo Gilbo is the batter. Runners at first and second base, and nobody out.
Now something tells me with Bo that they will not be bunting him. They could, but been pretty much a power hitter.
Gilbo will take a strike at the knee. Gilbo tonight, a couple of doubles, both of them balls that he pulled out into the right field gap. Hasn't scored a run tonight, but he's knocked in a run. There he gets a pitch on the fist, and he hits a high pop fly into short right field. There's a convention out there. And Freddie Walker, the center fielder, motor on into the gap to make the catch. Just get under the pitch.
And you know, isn't it interesting, Al? You think about that. Just got under the ones that he hit into the gap. There's probably not more difference of a 16th of an inch on the ball where he hit
About
it.
all it is. Pretty much every bat swung in the game today is a 36 inches in length, 32 ounces in weight with a cupped barrel. Zach Thomas is the batter up with first and second base. When you think back in an earlier time and the strength of some of those earlier ball players like Hank Aaron, a 40-ounce bat.
Yeah.
Hank Greenberg, big first baseman with the Tigers. He had hands on him like, his fingers look like garlic sausages is what they look like.
Ted
So
Kluszewski was like that.
You can say, sure, that 40-ounce bat's got more oomph, but you got to get that 40-ounce bat through the hitting zone.
Through the hitting zone with speed.
Yeah.
That's tough to do.
That big year that Ron Kittle had here in 1982, 50 home runs. And a couple of years ago when he was back for a little speaking engagement, I said, what did you swing? Was it a 36-ouncer? He said, nope, 32-ounce bat. That's what I used. Breaking pitch misses down and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, there's a man who sure got that bat head through that zone fast, didn't he?
What he'd do is he'd guess, and once in a while he'd guess right about just under 40% of the time he guessed right. He had a .345 batting average. As you see that strikeout. I want to say approximately of the 50 home runs he hit, about a third were to left, a third to right, and a third up the middle.
He had power
He
everywhere.
just sprayed them everywhere. Yeah, he did. Well, Grayson Barrett will be the batter. 2 out and 2 on.
Two for 4, 2 doubles and 2 Ks.
There hits a
There's
ground
good
ball
run.
cleanly into right field. It should produce the run. Here's Jones with his throw to the plate. It'll be cut and not relayed. Davis Pratt comes in to score an insurance run. Javier Ramirez races down to third. Grayson Barrett has pulled the ball 3 out of 4 times into right field tonight. Barrett doubles, and now he gets a run-scoring single. Tyler Maskill will be the hitter.
And you know, Al, as well as he is doing at the plate, and he's batting really well tonight, he's doing as well at first base. He's made some wonderful plays at first tonight.
He's a good athlete.
He is.
Tyler Maskill is the batter. First and third with 2 away. Pitch is in the dirt. Colton Wright knocks it down. Nicely done by the catcher. Flynn Ridley delivers a pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 5th pitcher tonight. Evan Suda, 4 2/3 innings. Nathan Stark with an inning. Liam Riesbeek with a 2/3 of an inning distance. Bryce Libke went 2/3 of an inning. And Flynn Ridley has surrendered 1 run on 3 hits here in the last of the 8th.
And he's put himself in a bind here with a 3-0 count.
Runner goes out of the crouch, comes Colton Wright. He had his arm cocked. The man at third and 2 away. He's not going to tether a throw. It'll be an uncontested steal of the bag. The work out of a full windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Got 2 outs, so don't even worry about the runners. Just concentrate on the batter.
Exactly
That's what he's going to do right out of the windup.
And he walked him.
And the pitch is outside, ball 4.
Didn't miss by much, but he did walk him.
Hitting for the prospect now
Now
is
the
number 32,
brings Jake McDonald up.
1 for 2 tonight with a run batted in and a run scored on a stolen base. That was right down Broadway, strike one.
Good pitch. Fans don't like it, but it was a good pitch.
Ridley is 1 strike away from putting the prospects to bed here in the last of 8, and that's not the pitch. Did not intend to throw that for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Runners on. Ramirez is at third base. Grayson Barrett's at second. Tyler Maskill takes his lead off at first. Willie back on the middle infield about midway at first and third. The outfield is straight away. There he comes inside with a breaking pitch and gets it done.
Not a good at bat for Jake. That ball rode inside. I don't think that would have been a strike. But he didn't get any bat on it at all.
1 run on 3 hits. No errors. 3 men left on base. Sent it down to the field, and Tyler Yaremchuk.
Hey guys, down by the dugout with Jesse Ponawazek. You're getting the start tomorrow in Game 2 of this 2-game set. It'll be your first start of the year. A little nervous or just a lot of excitement?
No, a lot of excitement. Obviously, I'm not a stranger to the longer innings. Coming fresh off that, and really excited for it. So.
You went a distance, not in a start, but in a relief appearance in your last game out, 7 1/3. How good did that feel, just to kind of stretch out that arm for the first time with the prospects?
That felt really great. Beginning of the season, I was struggling with some arm problems, but to go 7.1 and not have any problems with my arm was really fun, and I'm excited to do it again tomorrow.
Getting a chance to see the Mavericks here firsthand in person before you start tomorrow, is that good for your preparation?
Oh, it's all obviously great. I get to see what they're doing, how they're swinging right now. It gives me a little information on what pitches to throw tomorrow and make it a little bit easier for myself.
For the home crowd that hasn't seen you pitch yet, give us a little scouting report.
Lots of strikes.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
That was the right answer. Throw lots of strikes. We got a pitching change in here, and I think this is low. No. Who was it? 30. 33. David Wiley.
Number 33, David Wiley.
Brendan Owens a 2-inning distance. Real nice relief pitching tonight. Doesn't cough up any runs, no hits. 2-1 wild pitch. David Wiley comes in to close the door here tonight.
David Wiley has been used quite a bit late innings, both as a setup man and as a closer. And he's done a pretty good job his last few games.
San Diego ball player, 6'3", 180 pounds, out of Azusa Pacific. Makes his 17th relief appearance, 25 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 7 walks, 14 punchouts, a win and 2 losses, 3 saves, and a 2.45 earned run average. And DJ Garcia will be the leadoff batter. Here's the pitch to DJ. And a backdoor breaking ball gets it done, 0-1. Hit off the head of the bat, and that's a slow ground ball here to the shortstop Ramirez. Airmails it down to the bag, and we got one away. Well, Nowazik will go tomorrow. You just heard from that young guy. He's got a fastball and a curveball, and he throws them both for strikes, and he mixes it up. He'll go hard early and soft late, soft early, hard late. He's a big right-hand pitcher from Spruce Grove. And Nolan Ratai is the batter on a 2-for-4 night with a run scored.
Now Wiley kept that ball low in the first batter and got a good high-handled ground ball. to Ramirez and over to first.
Strike one. Notice an ad with a run in the second inning. They got 2 more in the 5th, a couple more in the 7th inning tonight. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike here in the last half of the top half of the 9th inning with 1 out and the bases empty.
Dropped that breaking ball off the table, but it dropped a little early.
Tomorrow night they'll do it all again. We'll have the pictures for you at about 10 minutes to 7 o'clock.
The one thing we've seen here tonight, Alan, with both teams, I mean, you've seen the bunts, you've seen the base running. We have seen the odd error, actually only one.
Ground ball to Ramirez. Backhands this one towards the hole. Throws a strike on to first base. In certain plays, he looks like a little big leaguer, doesn't he?
He does, and this one is. It's in the hole, makes that good backhand, and then when he lets this go, it is right on the money. I mean, you look at Barrett, didn't have to move an inch.
I don't know what it is, but I've been seeing it for over 30 years. Certain times, there's no ball player that has flair like a Latin American player. They do.
True. No, you're right. You are right.
Big Sal Rodriguez will hopefully be the final out of the ball game tonight. Sal takes the pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. I mean, that was an easy ground ball to him, but he just made it look like a snazzy kind of a play.
It is, and a little bit on his backhand side, but he slid into it, and you can do that on this artificial turf. It's fairly easy, and you come in and make the play. But what impressed me was his turn and the velocity in his throw and the accuracy of the throw.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. Blowing away, ball 2. I don't know if he's the best shortstop I'll ever play, but he was one of my favorites. It was little Ozzie Smith with the Cardinals.
Oh, he was good.
He used to come out and at the home games and do a backwards flip. I mean, the guy was an athlete. The Wizard of Oz. He got traded straight across for a buddy of mine that managed here at AAA, and another excellent shortstop, Gary Templeton. Tempe went to the Padres, and Smith went to the Cardinals straight across.
Now hitting for the Mavericks, number 31, Taylor Wright.
You talk about one of the smoothest of the Latin American players, Luis Aparicio, when he played with the White Sox. And you look at that double play combination they had there. It was quick, but he would make the most spectacular plays. And he made the simple plays look spectacular.
Oh, Wiley with a hit batsman. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball strike. 2 out and a man at first. Templeton was the first shortstop in the National League to get 100 knocks from either side of the plate.
Is that right?
Yeah. In fact, at the end of the year, they let him bat right off right-handed pitchers just so he could set the record.
I know he had power, boy. He wasn't that big a guy, was he?
Oh, Tempe's 6'2", 6'3". Yeah, he's a big man for a shortstop. That his 100th knock from the right side of the plate off Big Juan Berenguer. That should do it. It's a high pop fly, lots of hang time on it into short left field. Camped under this is Bo Gilbo, and that'll put the ribbon on the bow.
That was pretty good, Al.
Actually, I didn't intend to do that. It just kind of came out. 5 runs tonight for the Medicine Hat Mavericks. Do it on 6 hits. They made 1 throwing error. And they leave 9. Prospects with 9 runs on 14 hits, no errors, and 11 left on base. As you see, a happy crew of ball players. Evan Suda, the starter and the losing pitcher, he'll fall to 1 and 6. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs. Struck out a couple of batters, and he'll get hung with a loss tonight. He'll fall to 1 and 6. Matt Erickson, the second of 4 pitchers tonight, picks up the victory. He'll go to 2-2, an inning and 2/3 innings, 2 earned runs on 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and a nice victory out of the relief pen.
Really was. To be the best player tonight for me was Grayson Barrett playing first base. Real nice night at the plate. A couple of extra base hits. Played first base really well. Showed his athleticism.
Well, the Prospects are just a game off 500 now. They're 21-22. And Medicine Hat will fall to 22-21. And Tyler, take it away.
Hey guys, down here with Pierce Blahoviak. Pierce, that was a great game for the team. Great game. Oh boy.
They didn't get him real well on that one. He's too quick.
Okay, so now that you're a little bit colder than before, that was a great win for the team. A great game for you as well. You were aggressive out there. We saw the play when you broke from third to home. Take us through that play and that split-second decision.
Yeah, so actually JB was talking to me about that. He said if it skipped anywhere around this carpet that I would have it pretty easy, so I saw it. It just happened pretty easily, and it looked closer than it was, but I was pretty sure I got that.
You play that aggressive style of game. How much fun is it when you're out there wreaking havoc on the base pass? We saw you force a bad pickoff attempt as well that scored a run.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Putting pressure on the defense, it gets you a lot of extra runs, a lot of extra bases. I think it's kind of an underlooked part of the game, but it's a lot of fun playing out there.
You're back in that leadoff spot as well. How much pride do you take in being a leader of this offense in that one slot?
Getting back there, I made a few adjustments a week or two ago, and it's feeling good. I feel a lot more patient at the plate, just helping the team, seeing all the pitchers' pitches, and trying to have a good AB to start the game.
It's starting to feel a little bit more like playoff baseball, considering now that, I mean, coming in today, you were tied for the last playoff spot. Now you're just 1 game back of second in the division. Do you feel the game's getting a little bit tighter, a bit more pressure?
Yeah, they definitely get a little tighter. It also means it's a lot more fun. So every pitch matters a little more. Sometimes you got to remind yourself that, this pitch could be the one that takes us into playoffs or keeps us out. So,
thanks, Pierce.
Thank you.
Guys, the Prospects have won 2 in a row now. Tomorrow night, same team, same opponent, same place. They'll look to make it a streak.
All right, thank you very much, Tyler. Good job. The Prospects now a game off 500 at 21-22, and as was just alluded to, now they're just a game out of third spot.
Yeah, a game out of third spot.
Tighten it up with another 13 games to go.
No, that's exactly right. And if they play like they did tonight, the way they were aggressive on the bases, the way they played small ball, and had people coming through in the lower part of the order for them.
3-hour and 21-minute ball game tonight, played under warm conditions here at Remax Field. 2,293 here to watch it, and again a 3-hour and 21-minute ball game as the Prospects improve to a game off 500 at 21 victories and 22 losses. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. And we'll have it all for you from right here at beautiful Remax Field, 10 to 7 on ICU Video.